Alright, fellas. What's going on? What's going on? And today, we are doing reaction videos. Yay. So, pretty sure we have... Okay, it's literally the same thing, but it has the audio. Now... I believe I have a thumbnail for this. Yo, what's going on, Mr. Ben? That's actually perfect.
Ben, already?
Slurs?
Whoa.
Again, okay, dude, you came in here a minute and a half last time. We're not even at a minute now. We just hit a minute right now. Closing work right now. Valid, dude. I am going to react to a few videos that I have in a playlist here. Not Ty Reacts, those are my actual ones. Future Reacts, this is the playlist. And in no particular order, I'm doing all these. And I'm going to start with the yearly Super TF controversy because it's labeled racist chud. Ben says hello. Elitegold's Ben says hello.
Oh, hi. Good luck closing up shop.
She says good luck closing up shop. Alright, we can get out of this. We're not playing the ads, dude. No one gets free advertisement on this.
Nah.
Get the fuck out of here. Hope you're right.
It's okay. I'm being cautious.
Yeah, how about the mirror behind you?
Oh. Okay. Well.
No, well I was being conscious for you, and you're fine.
I'm
All right.
pulling it down too, but we're good. Also, this is.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Archives is fire back in the day. Wait, this is not the video I clicked on. Wait, this is totally not the video I clicked on. This was the video I clicked on. All right. Let's get some context here for this. All right, this is. Where's the sound? Do we have sound, chat? It doesn't. Something tells me we do not have sound here.
Baby, you want your Gatorade?
Huh?
You want your Gatorade?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Tosser.
In a bottle.
Do we have sound, chat? No? No sound? Hear nothing? Okay.
Jesus
Well, I have the video
Christ.
paused now, but...
I'm gonna look. I don't trust their viewers.
Gamer words. Alright. Relax, guys. Relax. Only my mic. That's because the video's paused, fellas. Okay, let me just refresh. Alright, relax, fellas. Relax. Let's get the cord out. Hold on, fellas. I must have been doing some personal gaming. No. Relax, guys. Okay, relax. The slurs. All right. Okay, relax. Gosh, guys. Oh my god. Let's see if this works.
This is Chud. Oh my god, I knew people were gonna be annoying today, bro. Oh.
All right.
ANTI-TF, how do you manage to speak on every insignificant piece of drama ever, but ignore Emeru being a racist chud? Oh my god, I knew people were gonna be annoying today, bro. Oh. First of all, can I just say, why? Some people were tagging me on Twitter.
Hey, Asmongold, you gonna react to your queen Imiru's 48 minutes of lies? Or do you want to keep hitting her on how cool you are for using the N-word as passwords at 33 years old?
Is he actually?
I don't know.
Brother, I didn't do it.
fellow race. I like racing. Guys, relax. This is Overwatch we're talking about right now. I don't think...
I literally didn't do
Look
anything.
at this skin, dog. What the fuck are you?
Not to mention, bro, this guy doesn't even care. Widowmaker Suit Sweat does not care.
I don't think Widowmaker Suit Sweat is gonna care about him being racist, okay? That's the point he's trying to make.
Oh my god, it's between Ms. Kip, Asmongold, and Emeru. Guys, can we get a fucking grip?
Yeah, I'm very inclusive. Love is love. My opinion on black people. Well, I support gay rights. Super TF in the newest video. Fellas, this is like victim complex, guys. Homophobia won't take a stance on his very popular Friends Award. Wait, what? Addressed Emiru, not gonna watch this guy anymore. Relax. Alright, look, he's got way too many TikTokers in chat, and sometimes you gotta do a little bit of cleansing. What is that picture for 14 months? I don't know if that's a profile picture or if that's one he chose, but I mean, you gotta watch out. You can't be racist and have arms like this guy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think he's a total racist. I think he's just like a gamer, right?
He trying to ignore it? No, he ain't trying to ignore nothing, bro. But
he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Stuff today on stream, by the way. In a video game, I meant, guys, calm down. Fencing and gimmick is so old. See, this is where I have a little bit of an issue. Guys, listen to me. I am going to do my best here to not get too upset at the usual suspects in chat who like to be contrarians for the sake of being contrarian.
That's another poison, dude. The people that create controversy just do controversy. Big Yahoo mentioned.
And pissing me off. And I will do my best.
Oh, what did oh, we're probably gonna have to watch an ad now.
Done with
I am
wedding
not
season.
in queue. No, no, no.
Just a few snaps.
That was a Depop ad, fellas.
This guy doesn't even care. Widowmaker suits.
Oh.
In a video game, I meant,
Monetized.
guys, calm down. Fencing and gimmick is so old. See, this is where I have a little bit of an issue. Guys, listen to me. I am going to do my best here to not get too upset at the usual suspects in chat who like to be contrarians for the sake of being contrarians and pissing me off. And I will do my best to not permanently ban them once they inevitably start being stupid.
Keegan, relax.
Okay, but actually try this time. All right, listen. People love to say, I fence it. This is like this is a classic.
Wow, I can relate with the brothership you guys feel with my love of rap. What is a rap music enthusiast called again? A rapper? A rap music enthusiast.
If a racing enthusiast is called a racist, then a rap enthusiast is called a...
A rapist?
How do you spell that?
Rapist?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if it necessarily correlates to them being rappers, but maybe them being.
Everyone's heard this 20 times. Now, listen. I truly...
That's a joke, fellas. Everyone relax, okay? We joke around here.
honestly believe that if you have watched me for like any length of time,
If you don't know we joke around here, don't follow the Instagram.
it is very obvious where I stand on a lot of things, like social issues. However, some people, I guess, don't see it that way, which is fair. Listen, guys, I am just gonna go out and say, if you need me to say it, I will say it for you.
Well, at least
Say
I'm
what?
racist, okay? I have prejudice against anybody.
Whoa! Based super?
I'm not racist, okay?
Okay.
I don't have prejudice against anybody, depending on their skin tone, their background, where they come from, what they look like, their sex.
You know, whenever someone's already popular and they start spewing this, dude, it's literally like clip it and ship it, dude. Clip it and ship it already.
Sexual orientation, okay?
That's why I'm happy to be where I am as a small creator.
I'm not. I don't have any prejudice against anyone, quite frankly. Racism is...
I certainly have prejudice against certain people, but it's like, you need to like, the people in team chat that are pieces of shit, you know, you need to prove that you are that kind of piece of shit person to me for me to actually think that about you. But I certainly do think that they're like pieces of shit. I prejudice against pieces of shit. And like, I mean, what is prejudice? Listen, all right? I'm
is bad. Yeah, I'll say it. Now, obviously, if you guys know that I went to do a cosplay with Emeru, like, when was this? Last week?
So he's involved because he did a cosplay with this person last week.
Week before, something like that, right? And fucking recently,
Okay, listen. If you're hanging out with people who like to spark internet drama, I think that's fine. You can hang out with whoever you want, whatever. Does that mean you're gonna be like, I don't know. The internet loves cancel culture because they need content. That's the whole point of it, is because people need to complain. People need something to keep them going.
I'm actually like a fucking drama slut too, but I'm not gonna get mad. I'm just gonna lay out the situation.
What is going on in chat?
Fucking Miss
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
It's hilarious.
Tiff leaked a DM between Emeru and Asmongold. I don't even have it pulled up. Your best buddy Ms. Gift. No, I don't think so. Like, for example, there was this tweet I saw about this video.
You either run that slant or we back to the ghetto. Alright, so everyone's saying, dude, come on, dude. Run that slant or we run back to the ghetto? Wait, what? What does that even mean? Dude, like, you're threatening this guy, dude? Look at the guy in the top left and tell me these words on Twitter, big and scary, dude. Come on.
I'm used to him pulling the "you're stupid for caring about this" thing when it's like typical Twitch drama no one should realistically care about, and I get that getting drama made up by people who do not actually watch you is annoying, but
it's exactly what he's fucking doing, dude. Anyone that has an emoji after their name probably has the same opinion. I felt really weird even putting emojis on this live thumbnail, but like people like it. I don't know.
I'm sure that much than just that fresh account asked him to comment on it. And two, I think when the lady whose house you were in last week was Omega Loling the hard R like a year ago.
It's funny because his voice he's such a squeaker. But, like, I mean, he's, like, based Giga Chad. He's been around for a while, too. His voice is just like that. But, like, I kind of like it. He is, like, he's a pretty, like, true-to-character chud, you know what I mean? And, like, he's got, I mean, yeah, given the high voice, he's got his fucking, his views straight, I guess, you know?
The least you could do is meet shit at face value. It's just so lame. Talked about this before, but this is the shit that be irking me because literally all you had to do is be like,
this is the shit that be irking me. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck. I don't know why she would do that. But again, anti-blackness in these communities isn't treated as...
It's not anti-blackness. It's just, you know, implicit bias a little bit. And I think, you know, my bias will probably change every day given what videos I see on Instagram, okay? If I see a news report about 2 black guys killing a dude, I'm probably going to have a little more bias that day because I saw that. If I see a video about an old white guy sex trafficking another 100 billion women, I'm probably going to think a little bad on them too, right? You know what I mean? Echo chambers do exist, and, like, your mind is an echo chamber for relevancy, right? You know, whatever's relevant to you isn't relevant to someone else because they have other stuff relevant to them. So in that kind of sense, your mind is an echo chamber as well. And so sometimes people can say things they don't understand. The problem with it being on the internet is that you can literally trace every last minute detail of what anyone said at what time exactly. And then it can be used against you when taken out of context. And people love jumping to conclusions because they love drama. They love to be involved. They love to feel like they're worth something. Even though it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. So
more than unfunny jokes so he feels no need to. A handwave response to some shit like this that repeatedly crops up in the community is the worst shit ever. I promise you don't lose money for telling people that racism is lame as fuck. No one was asking you to publicly hang her. All you had to do is be serious. Guys, I'll say it again. Yeah, I think racism is lame. Yeah, like if I have to come out and straight up say it.
This guy thinks racism is lame. I don't think he should be deemed a racist, right? I don't know.
I'll say it.
I think honestly, people should be more worried about people that like claim to be good people and actually are racist. I feel like most bad racists aren't gonna be like super open and honest about it. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that are being open and honest about like racist stuff are probably just looking for rage bait. Most of the time, people are not honest on the internet at all because they're scared of showing true honesty. You know what I mean? They want clicks. They're running a social test. God knows what. It's the internet, you know? So you can't take everything too seriously. And that's kind of why I'm so cruel on the Instagram, because It's Instagram, dude. You don't go on there to long live Dixieland.
Oh God, no.
What's that?
That's like Confederates.
Come on, chat. Relax, guys. Good lord. I got sunglasses on. I'm 4 minutes in, guys.
Does
Come
anyone
on.
have the freaking screenshots of the full conversation, bro? Miskit framed the conversation out of context?
Look at this. Leaked DMs, dude. It's everyone obsessing over two people talking. Move on.
This is the full conversation.
Anytime I see Discord screenshots, I just don't fucking care. It's just, it could be literally anything in these DMs and people would be arguing about it.
That's good, at least.
Because they're controversial people. Ty doesn't have the balls to ban us. I'm not banning you guys. Why would I ban you guys? You're just speaking your mind, your chat. Why would I ban chatters? I didn't see anyone calling my suit fake yesterday, so I'm happy.
Today, what tweet about Rumble? Yeah, y'all doing CATA? I don't know what that is. We streamed it once. It's extremely boring to watch. Since a while, it's like my main game. People watch me do this boring stuff, but I feel so boring doing it. So I just talk about really hot, controversial stuff to keep it interesting. I don't talk about most of the time during it. Also, Rumble chat is bad because they don't have IP bans. Is it worse than my chat? Yes, because it's slow and the same three schizos can make a new account in 10 seconds.
Is it worse than my chat, fellas?
WTF. There was this one guy who was making new accounts and numbering them each time. Do you remember Hades from Train's chat? No, I don't. I never watched Train.
Again, fellas, my chat. You guys don't know bad chats until mine grows bigger, dude. Mine's gonna be fucking hilarious, and it's gonna be filled with so many mainstream people that are just on here because they don't understand, like, whatever. They just know that I'm a popular creator, and they have no idea who they're supporting until you actually look into it. You've got fans everywhere. You've got every kind of person here, and until, like, I don't know. I love everybody. I love chat. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Fire me up. Let's do this, dude. Let's get some funny shit going.
He would come into Train's chat and spam the N-word, and could keep coming up with all these crazy combinations of word and numbers to make the N-word. It was like
He was the most legendary retard. Greatly put by Asmongold. That shit is hilarious. Is he a retard? Yeah. Is it funny? Kinda. You know? Someone going out of their way just to be that much of a piece of shit. And it, like, you know...
2 years of this shit non-stop.
You need to have these people because you have people on the other side of the spectrum going as crazy as possible to, like, freak out about someone saying a word. So you need these kind of people going as far as possible to say the word. You know what I mean? You gotta have balance in the world, right? Perfectly balanced. Everything should be, right?
Like, really creative shit like that. Screenshot of JK. At a certain point, it wasn't in the word anymore. Everyone knows I said it. Don't worry. Okay. Now... this is the whole fucking context. Doesn't change it. I mean, I think this whole conversation is dumb. I don't think, like, the way, I personally don't think
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, no, like, I mean, the critique of these DMs would literally be, like, I wish they were better people, but, like, you can't also change somebody to be somebody else just because you want them to be. You know, other people have to change because that's who they want to be. And you can't change somebody just because you want them to change. You gotta love people for who they are. For, you know, the reasons you choose, right? Try to love everybody.
I would omega lol to that. If I was Emaru, guys, I am not Asmongold's friend. Okay, I'm not. I've never spoken to the guy. The only interaction I've ever had with Asmongold is when Overwatch 2 came out and there was a streamer lobby that he was in and he was on the other team, and I think I rolled him so hard that he ended up leaving the lobby. I am not friends with Asmongold, okay? I have no intention of being friends with Asmongold, quite frankly. I thought you had a good stance on these things, but this situation has made me doubt the sincerity of your beliefs. What do you mean, bro? It seems like a very casual attitude towards being very casual attitude towards being one link away from someone who was bottom of the barrel scum of the earth.
Based as fuck, Sam. Slavery never went away, it just started including us. Yeah. Are you working at Lowe's and being a helpful member of society, or are you there getting whipped around by some billionaire? Really? You know, the slave trade was really popular in the history books because it was all the relevant mainstream trade for the rich people, but I'm sure that was a hotter commodity when it came to poor people, right? I never hear about the poor people from the slave era because they were slaves, right? we're still the poor people, you know? We're still the slaves, right? Like,
a casual attitude. I'm a little confused by what you mean. I mean, I said, like I said, I'm not friends with him. I'm not. Also, I'm pretty, like, I think I saw a clip of Emmy saying she didn't, like, I mean, you know, who knows, but she said she didn't like the way she responded to this either, which, I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Why are you even talking about this? Because there are there's quite a few people that were upset in YouTube comments and on Twitter, and I just felt like I should say something, I guess.
Catalina Crunch. Switch to snacks that matter.
maybe I don't have Mr. YouTube Premium's account on
Ask for
on my
Cordelia Quattro
Xbox. I
and
only
make
have
your
it on
dog
that
the
TV back
Quattro
there.
dog.
Shout out EliteGolds Keegan, dude. Your YouTube Premium Lite goes crazy because now there's 2 tiers of YouTube Premium. It's so fucking good. Don't poverty YouTube me, Mr. Premium Lite. What, you can't even afford the better subscription?
Want to know someone's criminal
I
past?
just clicked next and it went to another
Search
ad.
millions of records instantly, from arrests to active warrants.
Shush.
Thanks, loves.
You are friends with Emaru, who is associated with known bigots. You
Jesus Christ, dude, I'm so happy this is not my chat.
consistently quote a joke by Chael Sonnen, who is a known MAGA/Israel backer, and you have a 225
Okay, that's news to me.
Hz voice as a 26-year-old man. All the
Okay, the voice stray. Of course, though. I'm sure he hears that 1,000 times a day, though.
signs point to you being a loser.
What, bro? Okay, so so
I love that it's all just coming down on him like this, and he... This poor fucking guy, dude. Like, he can't... Like, as a popular creator, there's probably so much you can't say, you know what I mean? Dude, I need no YouTube music. Fuck yeah, I guess.
by that definition is like, what about Northern Lion then?
You don't want to share it with the family plan? You don't want to give it to your family, too? Bad person.
He thinks that quote is funny. He's quoted it. Is he what is he? Like, what is going on here, guys?
Look at this chat. Super GTF. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? Dude, his chat is so dramatic.
Asmongold is a vile person with heinous beliefs. I don't know why Emaru hangs with him, but that doesn't make you guilty. Listen, guys.
He's getting ripped on for hating him, and he's getting ripped on for not hating him. It's crazy. His chat just hates him. They always have.
That's not a question I can answer, quite frankly. I know you're woke as fuck, but you do everything possible to obscure that fact. I think questioning why you feel the need to hide being woke is the bigger indictment, but what do I know?
They are
What kind of woke are they talking about? You know what I mean? All these words are double meanings now.
right about Chael Sonnen. He used you for his political advertising. You can't do anything without taking
Do I
a side
hide
unless
being
you just
woke?
Mind your own business.
Is that a thing I do? Like, do I?
They want you to think long live Oliver Tree. I don't know. I think long live Oliver Tree. I miss him because he was saying some stuff before he died. But yeah, I guess that is pretty mainstream belief. And so I don't believe anything the mainstream believes, you know.
Do I do this? You show your woke opinion subtly and in a way that only people who can connect 4 dots can understand? Okay, first of all, very subtly, I don't think is very true. To be fair, if you want people to be entirely honest, I feel like a big chunk of people thought you were MAGA before watching the videos because I used to too.
Everyone decided to pick their Overwatch streamers by if they were MAGA or not. This is the exact mindset and thinking the government is trying to make the internet think like. Exactly to a T.
Okay, that's because there are fucking...
And I'm trying to break that.
That's because there's this stupid fucking bit that people do where they respond to random people on Twitter who don't know me, talk like, you guys in chat say like I'm MAGA to random people on Twitter who don't know me. I've seen this happen many times. Don't you dare even. Like, and bro, I got some DMs too, by the way. Let me just say this as well. I got some fucking DMs, some that I screenshotted that I would like to show you guys on Twitter. Like, they're anonymous, so no one's getting called out in particular. You call out Overwatch randoms in ranked, but fence-sit Emirates being racist. Stop fence-sitting for once in your pathetic life, fucking twink. Word.
Wow. I mean, I'm sure this guy probably just saw 2 clips and made an assumption, probably, because that's what a lot of people do. I don't check Actually, I do check DMs a lot, but I don't think anyone fucks with me because I yell at people in comment sections, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Alrighty. First time chatter, say it, I give you perms. Not gonna happen.
If you're not the rich, if you're not of the rich, you're fucked in life regardless of race. Only those they choose get to make big money and escape slavery. Kind of, but also they take, like, basically, if you become a big internet persona and they like you and you're not gonna backstab them and reveal their secrets, then they'll take you in. But I'm sure that comes with a lot of, like, you know, you're gonna have a gun to your head for the rest of your life. You gotta sell your soul, and if you don't, you gotta swear to secrecy or you're gonna be killed, no matter because you're famous. If you ever want to be on, if you're a YouTube streamer and you want to stay on the platform or literally have everything of you on the internet deleted, you swear to secrecy or you sign a contract. You don't get to be famous for nothing. And that's basically what I'm putting to the test, because if they make me famous and they don't, like, put me through like a swear of secrecy or something, then I'm literally going to expose what it's like to be one of the big ones. You know what I mean? I'm going to be totally transparent with everybody. No matter what, I'm going to tell you every brand deal offer I get, like every fucking DM, dude. I don't care. Cuz I'm going to break the cycle, cuz it's like you keep making the wrong person famous. I'm the right guy to make famous. You know what I mean?
Bro. Okay, what I will also say is, I have also seen people say that I, like, hang out with Emaru all the time, which is not true. I saw her. I've seen her. I've done 2 things with her.
Even if he did, dude, you're just jealous because you don't get girls, right? If you're mad about that, dude, you're mad he's hanging out with a girl, dude. I mean, if he's hanging out with a girl and he's a piece of shit, he probably doesn't want to stay with her anyway. Right? He's probably just gonna smash and dash. But look at this guy, dude. He's not smashing and dashing, dude. Like, come on. Everyone's, like, I don't know, dude.
The past year.
Everyone's got something to say.
Friends are extreme racists.
Who
I don't
fucking
think
cares,
it's
dude?
unreasonable for.
I've got friends that are pieces of shit, and I've got friends who are, like, so, like, fucking stickle. I'm friends with people that are probably racist, and I'm friends with a dude who's in the women's club, right? I get along with everyone. I arguably hate women a lot of the time, and I get along with them super well. And that might be why I hate them so much. I have a twin sister, right? I don't hate women because I'm sexist. I hate women because I grew up with one, right? I don't know.
People to be upset that you're enthusiastic to make content with her despite that. The way you acted last stream as if people were dumb for caring about this is dumb.
The reason why I was
to just say
I acted that way is because the people, some of the people, especially that fucking first time chatter, what was his name, like Widowmaker's bodysuit or whatever, they don't actually care, bro. That guy was a first-time chatter who followed me at the start of my stream to make that comment. They didn't actually care about any of the optics of anybody involved. They just...
Name one in the past 10 years that isn't a plant. MMG. Mad Mobile Gods. He's a YouTuber. He's got probably 4 mil now. Speaks out against EA all the time. He went mainstream because he was the Madden mobile guy whenever it was really, really good. And he got a really big following. And I was one of them. He was in high school at the time. I was in his first 10K. And now he's a big 4 mil streamer, YouTuber. And he is not an industry plant whatsoever at all. He's based. I even think Asmongold plays a factor as an industry plant. I look at Asmongold as like the Moist Critical alternative. You know what I mean? Exactly, because we got the Moist Critical fan back there.
Just wanted a fucking reaction. Why are you getting stung by brain dead Twitch chatters? Because I feel like
that at the beginning you didn't say what she said is stupid or whatever, and just said that Twitch drama.
Okay, yeah, I do think what she said is stupid. Yes, I've said that like 3 times already this stream.
I think you should be a lot more upfront and blunt about issues instead of a that's stupid or that's bad.
Again, the reason why I didn't yesterday is yes, there are people.
You could stop fence sitting for once in your pathetic life, fucking twink fat. Like, really? Relax, guys. You talk a lot for someone who said that in a text. I'm sure if I saw whoever said that's face in real life saying that to me, it would sound and look retarded. A lot of texts, if you imagine the people who texted them saying it in real life, it's just kind of like... That's how I look at internet comments, at least. For actual people, it's usually fucking hilarious. Whenever I get a text from Cool Bear Manthin, I always know it's gonna be it's something fucking.
People who do care, but also a lot of people that were asking don't care and just wanted a situation like this. So Widowmaker's bodysuit gets what he wants, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. And I just think it's so dumb because the fucking whole reason this started is because Mizkif posted this shit to like for this exact thing to happen, which is just so annoying. Now that I am being dragged into it.
In my opinion, if your friend is friends with a known bigot, it's probably not a good idea to associate with someone who thinks it's okay to be friends with a bigot. Nobody here actually thinks you're racist or MAGA. Maybe just don't hang with Emaru until she denounces this.
I think she literally did though, did she not? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I swear she like did a stream showing this stuff that she did.
Can we move on from this? Can we get into something actually like juicy?
Looking back on it, when it was first a thing, maybe I should have said a bit more. Fair. Okay, that's fair. But I would also, if you guys would please just not like rage.
Again, he did try to do right by speaking out a little bit, and if you give a mouse a cookie, they're gonna ask for another one. You know what I mean? And they're gonna ask for more. If you keep giving that mouse a cookie, have you ever read that book? Because I use that all the time. Because once you let someone in once, it's a pattern, and it will continue, and it will get worse and worse and worse. As soon as if you give them a little slip, as soon as you let them get a little VIP pass above your morals and rights, it will never stop, and it will only be continued to push a little bit more. So always stay true to yourself.
And just
I'm glad that
hear me out.
Based on this, he made a little statement about that guy was being racist, and now he's got people in chat saying you got to be consistent with this guy's being racist and whatever. You said that, and then you hung out with this Asmongold friend or whatever. You know what I mean? And so really, he was trying to just do the right thing, and it would have been better off if he did nothing at all. I guess it's a W because he's gaining traction. Obviously, he has a whole video off of this that I'm now reacting to live. But like, that's why, I mean, like, it's stupid because like he shouldn't have done anything right in the first place. You know, they're not letting him be Batman. They're expecting him to be Superman.
Out. If you would just hear me out. Should I have said something more originally? Yes. But do you also understand why I didn't care to engage with it at the time? Because of people that don't care about the optics of it and only want to make people angry. That's all. When someone with a 10-minute following comes in here and brings it up first, it's like, whatever. Yeah, like, that's literally what I was talking about. I don't know why it's up to you to make a statement. You have nothing to do with it. I think people want to hear your opinion solely to make judgment and either disagree or disagree.
Base take. I love this comment. It's not up to him to make a statement. He has nothing to do with it. It wasn't something... Okay, the whole reason he's attached to this is because he was at a cosplaying event with this girl who was DMing Asmongold, you know? And now he's linked with it because they were doing content. Like, you know? And it was an Overwatch cosplay. This guy's an Overwatch guy. So, like, you know... He doesn't have to make a statement about it. It's not his responsibility to settle everyone's nerves over this, dude. It's like, what are you even upset about? You're calling him now, you're stereotyping him as a bad person. Because you're either a bad or a good person in those person's eyes, right? It's black and white thinking. It's kind of like, it's kind of bad. Black and white thinking is like how racists are, you know? It's like...
With you, hot take, I guess. Okay, it's
so backwards.
I mean, I know why. It's because I literally was like the most recent person to fucking collab with her. Like, that's why. As a black viewer of your stream, I was personally disappointed in response. It feels like often racism towards our community is brushed off as something people consider taboo to talk about because it doesn't personally involve them. I don't think you're a bad person. I just wish your response was better and I hope your community learns empathy. But
this sort of response makes me want to say, then as a white person, I'll never speak on it ever again. I'll let all the black people speak on it, because if you're not, he tried to say it wasn't good, and he didn't do a good enough job according to this black viewer. He didn't do a good enough job, because if you give a mouse a cookie, they're gonna want another one, and then they're gonna want something better. So you either continue getting disapproved by your fan base. After every time you do something, it's, oh, that wasn't good enough, that wasn't good enough, that wasn't good enough. Or you tell them to shut the fuck up and move on, and because I'm going to do my thing, this is my channel, and you're not running it, Ty is, right? I understand that some people, like, I mean, it's one thing if you're promoting shit, but it's another thing if you're just trying to, like, do your thing, you know, speak your points, and you're getting shamed and saying you're not doing a good enough job, or you're not representing my community well enough. Like, go fuck yourself. You're lucky you're even getting a shout out, right?
Because some of these comments are not
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair.
He's put it on the spot here. I think my response is the correct one, but
I mean, guys, like I said, like 5 times. Yes, I should have said more at the time.
because I have been put on this podium before, okay? I have been in multiple social situations. I think I've been three different social situations where I have been confronted by large groups of girls and then, like, called out for something. There's been multiple different times where there's been, like, a group of girls who have, like, personally, privately pulled me aside and have tried to change me or confront me about a certain opinion I have about something because they wanted me to give them the answer they wanted. I've had this happen multiple times. That's exactly what's happening here. There's a small portion here that is now getting the spotlight shined on them because they're one person giving an opinion that requires a safe response to some people. So I've been put on the spot multiple different times, and I can tell you there's nothing you can really do. You know, you can either continue putting up with the regimen, and eventually there's going to be the bad discussion of, you know, whatever. But I can tell you, like, you don't have to be a bad person and not follow that regimen. You know, I'm not a bad person for not following exactly what that group of girls were thinking, you know? And no matter what you say to that, like, whenever you're getting the cancel culture on you, dude, you can't say anything and look good, you know? To some people. But what you can do at least then is stay true to yourself, you know? Because whenever you have no one else, you'll always have yourself, right? Unless you give yourself up, and then you still lose everyone around you. And now you don't even have your dignity for it. You know what I mean? So that's why you don't fold too harsh for people. The give a mouse a cookie thing is especially true, especially whenever it comes to, like, streaming and stuff. I'm going to be super generous to, like, my OG fans and everything, and all my fans in general. But, like, as soon as I start simpling, like, my OG fans from my regular fans, then there's going to be a cutoff line, and there's going to be people that want to be in the OG ones, and you know what I mean? So I'm just, I remember people based on whatever, and I've got my OG fans now. You know, I've got my first 100. So everyone else now is just a fan. If you're a first 100, if you're first 103, well, I'll give it to the 103 who stayed subbed. So
I also think it's funny that I feel like I'm getting more heat than Asmongold is. Can I say that? Like, I think that's insane.
it's because Asmongold has a bigger following. And Asmongold doesn't play Overwatch because the Overwatch community is very sheltered because Activision has been making the game for that sheltered TikTok community since 2022. Because if you want to talk about digital media, physical media, I talked about this last stream, fellas. Take a look at this. Physical media. Overwatch physical media. But do I get to play this old Overwatch game? No. These games I paid for $40. I paid for Overwatch. Both of these discs launch Overwatch 2, the game you can get for free. Both of these discs that I paid money for do not launch that game that I paid money for. They launch Overwatch 2. They've already taken this digital media away from me, fellas. That is a sequel game, a completely different game. When Overwatch 2 dropped, it was 5v5 only. It's completely fundamentally different from what the back of this game says. So they already took, and that's the fear. The fear isn't taking away the discs in general. It's the fact that they can just change the games that are on the discs at any point in time. Meaning that this physical media isn't actually physical media whatsoever at all. And I kind of always knew that. I kind of always had that illusion because I randomly, older games would get just a random update or something. And I was like, well, if they can do that, you know, they can just Overwatch any game they want. They did that to my game back in 2022. This has been a thing for a long time. And if the lawsuit's going to be there to prevent it from happening from now on, then what about the game it's already happened to, like Overwatch? Because I want my old game back. That's what I'm fighting for, is my old game back. They release that old game inside of Overwatch 2 every 2 years. 2024, 2026. They'll probably do it again, but they take it away from me every time. Even though that is literally the game that we all paid for. It's evil, evil shit. And that only started when Activision took over. Fuck Activision.
Can I throw that out there? Is this a safe space? People taking Ms. Kiff's baits they harass his ex.
I'm done with this. That's good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the Sierra thing because I delete Sierra.
Xion and Sierra released close together. One became instantly iconic, one basically disappeared. Why? Sierra has every component that should make an Overwatch hero cool. Super soldier lore, drones, a grapple hook, and a
Is this Sierra propaganda? I'm about to rip this guy apart. Yo, Todd the Mod, that's okay. Nah, you're good, dude. You're good. No worries, my guy. I didn't need you. I didn't need Mod to step in at all. I'm letting my chat duke it out. It's all good.
direct connection to Overwatch. So
as long as there's no like fake suit, fake pit vipers, fake anything, I don't put up with that. And no Minecraft stream, that's just a rumor.
why does Xion feel instantly iconic while Sierra feels like she was added and then nobody cared?
Are you fucking dude? Everyone cared that Sierra was added. I fucking hate her. A lot of people fucking hate her.
Factor missing is one that Overwatch usually does extremely well. Sierra has terrible hero fantasy. Overwatch at its foundations is built upon hero fantasy.
Because she was built off being a black woman. Black for the leftists who celebrate diversity, and a woman so that they can sell women's skins. It's literally just Activision, LARP, 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 Sahor, we're good people. They do it all the time. I'm not gonna watch this Sierra propaganda, fellas. I can't do this. It was I want to do this one so bad, but like genuinely, like
I want to watch a really old Overwatch esports game, but I didn't want.
I could answer that question in 1 second. Who's 6'7"?
Jesus Christ.
Hello guys, it's me, Greed.
Hey,
here.
Todd
How
the
are you?
Mod.
I hope.
Now we need.
Hello guys.
I remember this happened last time, and someone wasn't. So
Xion and Sierra.
Hello guys, it's me,
Oh, I didn't know this video was greedy. You. Oh God, I love this guy.
Greed here. How are you? I hope you're well. Two things before the video starts. My last video about Pride cheating, he's banned now. So he was cheating.
Wow. Interesting.
W me, I was correct.
W agreed.
You better like and subscribe, because I told you to. Today, I want to talk about
That's bossy. I don't like that, but I like greed, so I might.
hero readability a little bit. So obviously, a pretty important part of Overwatch, and something we can all agree on, and basically have to agree on, is that Overwatch heroes require that they look unique in their design, so
Yes.
players are able to absorb.
They are all designed to have different kits that are all very different from each other. So they all need to be able to tell them apart to tell which kit you're going up against, right?
Information as quickly as possible, right? It would be boring if
Thanks
everyone
for the
looked the
ban,
same
loser.
and you had.
Okay. You're getting unbanned, okay? You're getting unbanned, bro. Come on, relax on Todd the Mod. How many 6-7s did you type before you got banned? If Domina's in chat, count the number and don't go past that or you get banned. All right, so 3's the max. 4 6-7s and you're banned. Anything. You said fake too. Fake everything. 5 minutes. Dude, okay, here's the thing though, is you gave him 5 minutes and he took about 3 seconds to start bitching on a second account.
To go, who the fuck is that? Let me just
Oh my god.
just like zoom in my eyeballs and like figure out who this guy is so I can make a decision. That would obviously be bad for the game. But now I raise you another thing. Who the fuck?
I did this. There was an Anran skin that had white, and I was like, "There's a Shion up there. I don't have to worry about it," because I was Genji. Turns out it was Anran, and I got fucked from behind by Anran.
Is this? Who is that?
Well, Green, obviously that's Anran. That's obviously Anran, bro. Look at her fan.
Is it?
Look at our fan. I saw it from a distance. You know what it was? It was First Point Hollywood. First Point Hollywood. She was up top. And I walked out of spawn, and I thought it was Shion. And I didn't do anything. I should have swapped right then and there when Hanzo and dicked.
Do these two characters look the same to you?
It looks like
listen,
Juno.
Don't get me wrong.
It looks
I'm
like
not
Juno.
trying to say that.
But it was an Anran. It was Shion. I thought it was Shion. But I think the comparison here is Juno.
Every Overwatch cosmetic needs to look exactly the same as their
And of course, that cosmetic, money. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you can get about loot boxes. No, you fucking can't.
original. That would defeat the point of a cosmetic. But you at least keep the defining factors of the character. So when I look at it, I know what I'm seeing. These things don't look even a little bit similar. They look like two different heroes. Don't even get me started on some of the other.
You can't change hair color. They never did that. Like, for example, they did that for Ana and Hanzo. They gave him young skins. But you know, Ana has a big gun with a scope and has bad posture because she's supposed to be old, and you can tell she's Ana based in those skins. And of course, on Hanzo, he's got the bow, he's got a stance. You can tell it's Hanzo even if he's young. They're just straight up like, not only do they release heroes that all look exactly the same, where you can literally change the fucking surroundings of the face on all the heroes and they all look the same. They made all of the watch the greatest pack and opening you will ever watch. That what, the OG one, where he's in his MSU shirt? Because that's a video I go back and watch all the time, where he pulled 3 golden tickets one video. That actually was crazy. That's a video I watch all the time. Still,
Anran isn't even the worst defender. Fucking look at Juno. Who is that? That's not Juno. I don't know who that is, but they're definitely not fucking Juno. And give me your best guesses of who this is.
Alari. That's Alari. And it looks like Sojourn.
Because it's not fucking Alari, is it? No, that's Claudette from Dead by Daylight. But you would have to assume that these are just outliers. Sure.
The only reason I said Alari and not Sojourn is because I knew Alari has glasses because I recently saw that in one game.
Surely it cannot be this bad across more of the roster.
But yeah. That's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
Now, just to be clear, the point in this video is not just me going on about how fucking disgusting some of these skins look in the game and how they definitely shouldn't exist, but more so this horrible idea that they've put into the game where they're like, well, I guess it's kind of fine that they look absolutely nothing like their original design. Well,
not only just the original design, they're like, dude, alright, I literally took a skin and I changed 3 colors. I changed the color pattern on this skin, and I'm just gonna throw it in the game so that there's more loot box bullshit that all the normies get, while the whales pay $60 for this primo skin that looks like 2 different heroes, and you can enjoy your fucking your Oni devil skin that's black and red, but now instead of black and red, it's like pink and purple. You can enjoy that, and it's like, Sometimes the girl skins are tough, like the pink styles, but they aren't tough anymore. They're Activision slop brain rot fucking stupid. They're stupid. Oh, wait. Blizzard used to just put all the skins in loot boxes for free because everyone used to level up, and now they had to take that system away and reintroduce loot boxes behind challenges just so that they could implement a battle pass. Fuck Activision.
And no, that's actually really quite important. Actually, you can't just design a hero to look a certain way and they go, well, you know, maybe we just like took their defining.
Well, it's kind of shit, but people will get it.
Feature like Ayn Rand's hood or her big ass fucking hair or whatever, or her orange color or whatever else it may be. You just go, yeah, but what if we just change
the evil practice is, oh, people will get it because they want every single skin of this character too.
All of it. What if we made it all different? You can't.
Then it's not like a ton of money, but it's a lot still.
Do that. It destroys the integrity of the game.
Even if it's one skin, you have to get the whole bundle too.
I can't tell you how many times those fucking pink skirt flying skin, you know what I'm talking about?
They all look the
those
same,
skins.
yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen those skins.
Can't tell them. It's just like, oh, I know it's one of the overpowered women: Kiriko, Juno, Anran.
And been like, I don't know
Tracer.
who the fuck that is. I have no idea. That could be anyone for all I care. I literally don't know who that is. And that should never happen. It's a competitive FPS game.
Same thing with a Lari Emre alt. God forbid I play Overwatch without sound in my entire life, I would just see someone flying through the sky glowing with a big gun. And I just gotta guess, because I either get one-shotted and it doesn't say anything and that's Emre, or I get one shot exploded and it says Sunstruck and that's Ilari. It's just so fucking stupid, and it's Activision. Kicking Keegan out of my house. Elitegolds, Keegan's being bad. Yep. He's being bad. I know.
It's a fast-paced competitive SPS game, right? I don't have 3 seconds to look at a guy and go,
welcome back.
Is that the Juno that has ult and I should be focusing her to get the ult out, or is that someone else? I don't know who that is. I'm gonna shoot them. And then 3 seconds later I go, okay, there's Orbital Ray. Okay, it was Juno. Or maybe something
It's good hour.
else happens to go, okay, it's not Juno. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I'm being a little bit exaggerated, okay? I'm being a little hyperbolic, right? It doesn't actually take that long to tell. But in Overwatch, where you make split-second decisions, sometimes you will look at a character and very quickly assert, okay, that's probably Juno, right? Because they look they look a bit like Juno. And then you look away.
You have to sometimes. It's the difference between, like, if that happens, which is possible, then it's a problem.
To do something else because you don't have all the time in the world, and then you go, that's Juno. So who the fuck was that behind me? And you turn around and it's like, oh, it's the Ilari that's killing my whole...
I only gave that one Hollywood example because that happened one time, but, you know, that we got stuffed that entire round, and if we started with a pick there, that might have swung the entire game.
Whole team, because I didn't go and try to kill them. And to be fair, this brings me to another point, right? Where I think one of the main reasons they made Season 9, which is when they made all the hitboxes bigger and all the bullets and shit, was specifically so they could make more dainty, tiny, thin-waisted female characters to sell more skins. Because why the...
Based, greedy, you based. You earned your leg.
The fuck else would they keep that dog shit design in the game where they're like, yeah, what would we...
This is a dog shit design, and you know what? You know what else it could be? To control a little more of the game, to control the matchmaking. Because I swear to God, dude, some of the arrows I hit are still no regs, and some of the arrows I shoot, very randomly, misdirection, totally off course. That could have been an accurate arrow. I remember it was a Samoa game. But also, that might also then create a pattern where some games I will hit shots that I'm not supposed to, right? And I don't care, I don't look into it because I just hit the headshot, right? You know? The matchmaking system is already rigged. I gave that opinion on the forums, and some dude genuinely was like, that's a bad opinion. And his advice above me was, go to Reddit. Fucking idiot. We're not the same.
pool is gigantic and the health pool's huge, and it's like I think genuinely what they did was they made the bullets giant because they were like, well, we want to make really tiny waisted cute girls, and then they were like, oh shit, no one can shoot any of these characters, and when they do shoot these characters they die insanely fast. Okay, we'll give them more health. I actually don't think it went any farther than that in the thought process.
Yeah, because Activision, yeah. Incompetent developers because they fired the entire old dev team because they needed the diversity hires.
Why they made Season 9, because I don't know if you've noticed, but since Season 9 there have been quite a few characters with a tiny waist, and they're like 3.5 feet tall, and they're basically completely unshootable even after Season 9. I can't imagine what it would be like trying to shoot a Juno on Genji.
Never be able to be kicked out. He's an unlovable force like the moon. Yeah, I understand. He definitely walked out of the room, and and you look away for 1 second, you go to the bathroom, whatever, and he's inside of the closet, a chest of storage, or hitting your bong.
Before Season 9, you would
Elitegolds Keegan finds his way.
Have like 4% accuracy on this on Genji trying to shoot a Juno. It's already hard. It must have been fucking madness before. Not that we would ever found out, because you know they kept that horrible ass change in the game. But it is what it is, right? And so this is where my curiosity peaked. I was like, why is it that, you know, I kind of get it, right? You have your cute girl character, whatever. You want to sell the skins, and you go, yeah,
they don't have one. They've got Kiriko, the one they glaze, the one that's pretty put together. They give her respectable skins, and then they've got like a couple other girls like Juno, who's from another planet, so she calls Doomfist a creature, and now she's like a little controversial. Make her big sleut. Then they've got a university college freshman Anran. Like because Anran existed, they gave every girl like freshman player icons. It's really stupid. And then they've got obviously Tracer, who they want to discredit as not the face of Overwatch anymore. They can make her whatever. And then Mei, who they used to kind of like almost exist as like body positivity on everything, dude. You know, Mei was a very well-designed hero, but they don't even do Mei designs anymore. They're all skinny women with cleavage. Okay? They can't. Okay, they got away with Domina having big knockers. All right, you know, but they get away with Xion, an Omnic, having knockers, and getting like wearing a really kind of revealing outfit because she's a robot who has lady parts. Because there's two genders of Omnic, right, guys? Is that what we're saying here, or is there like infinite, or are we designed Omnics to look like male and female? Because that you know, Blizzard, you got to make up your mind here, because you're kind of just putting it the stereotype that Omnics are either male or female. That's not really a good look, Overwatch. Activision, fuck Activision, dude. They're so evil.
Want to make them look kind of different, right? Because the more unique they are, then the more, you know, there's more variety, and so more people are going to buy it, right? So if you have like 5 skins and they all basically look exactly the same, and you know, if that's not the style for one guy, it's not the style for these other guys, and no one's going to buy any of them. But if you have a wider variety of skins, you have more potential markets you're dipping into, where it's like maybe you like the goth girl Illari, or the Illari in a pink dress, or the Illari in whatever the fuck else, or this Illari. It's like, well, yeah.
And I understand, yeah, all of those different women's designs, like, yeah, you can pick your certain style and whatever, and that's pretty poisonous to display all the styles, and you can get your own. But it only becomes really malicious whenever you have to pay real life money for it. If you're just releasing it, and people can just get them and whatever, and pick their style, sure. But they have to literally pick their style, and then dish out their wallet for their style of woman, and that's pretty fucking poisonous. That promotes like that. I think that promotes an OnlyFans account more than it promotes getting a wife. And I think that's the exact kind of evil marketing and addiction cycle that Activision wants you in. Activision does not care about you as a person, they care about you as a consumer. And that relationship is clear and obvious. but people mask it as better because this game is fun and fruity and poof and pink, and you know what I mean?
I understand you want to get into, but why? But why do you have to make the character look completely different?
That's why they have diversity hires and devs, to make them look good. But the people pulling the strings and really making the decisions is bad.
I mean, Genji falls into this category.
The one's profiting too,
where he has skins that make him look unique, but he looks pretty much identical in all of them. He looks basically the same.
Also, whoever's balancing the fucking game needs to fucking take a step back. Give us the 2020 patch. The reason they had to kill Overwatch 1 in general to release Overwatch 2, and the reason they won't release the 2020 patch more than once every 2 years, is because it mogs the shit out of the current game. It does.
His frame is the same. His outline is the same. The way his character moves is the same. Whereas,
I asked that question on Reddit, if they released the 2020 patch permanently as quick play and comp, if it would kill current Overwatch, and it got banned on 3 different subreddits until I gave up and just made a YouTube channel.
with some of these other characters, like Juno, for example, Juno's base skin is a helmet, and a lot of Juno's other skins don't have a helmet. And so when I look at a Juno and I see that big-ass helmet, I'm like, oh, that's Juno. But then Juno puts on a skin, and I'm like, is that Juno? I don't know.
You see Tracer fly across the sky, and you're like, wait, what? She can fly? Oh, Juno. It sucks. And then you're like, oh, great. I'm Hanzo. How do I shoot this Juno out of the fucking sky? Because she's pocketing the Ramatra, who's currently ulting in my face.
Oh, and then it will take me half a second.
The forums video, I'm going there right after this, dude. I left so many comments, and that Reddit guy was coming at me, dude. Oh, I'm about to make a scene.
That is Juno. And that half a second might actually mean something.
I will film a video, though. I don't know. I don't know how... I'll have to talk to you about that.
So... Well, you can't give them people the option to turn the skins off, because if you do that, pretty much everyone's going to do it, and then no one's going to buy any of the skins anymore because they're not going to see them. And so, well, you probably don't want to do that as Blizzard. And so, but you also can't really not do this other thing they're doing right now, where you want to dip into all the other markets with the, you know, the variety of the skins and so on. But I don't understand why we need to take Juno's helmet off. That's a pretty big part of the character, right? When I look at...
There's no consistencies of hero to tell them apart other than their abilities. Like, they think they can get away with that because, oh, Juno can fly and the rest of them can't. But, like, there's so many varieties, so many different hero pools, and so many heroes now who can also pretty much fly. If they can't fly, they can sojourn, slide, and jump 7 feet in the air. Okay? She has, like, a better jump than Winston, if not the same, which is arguably not a good comparison for Sojourn Winston, but...
Juno, I see the big-ass helmet, and I go, that's a Juno. When I look at Anran, I see her tall-ass hair, and I go, that's an Anran. When I look at a wide variety of these characters, I look, you know, like when I look at Reinhardt...
If I have to tell the character apart by say, oh, they're big fan, Anran's big fan or whatever, like, then I would have to tell them apart. Like, I would have to literally make my decision after they're using primary fire on me. How is that to my advantage at all?
It's pretty fucking obvious I'm looking at Reinhardt, right? His frame is the same every single time. He pretty much looks identical in every single skin because his outline is so unique.
The stupid part was they got rid of his helmet. Because style over safety in war, right?
Whereas with some of these other characters, their
not in Reinhardt's mind.
Outline is so comically identical between them all that the only defining factor is how they look.
Look at the scar on his eye. Because he has that scar in canon lore without a helmet, and they give him a hell of a lot of skins without his helmet. Do they all have his scar? No. But there's so many now, doesn't matter. One of his most popular skins I see that people get out of loot boxes is Cardboard Reinhardt. And I thought it was a pretty cool skin when I first got it, until I realized that they just made him fucking cardboard. Like, that's fucking stupid. Someone could cosplay that, and it would be, like, stupid as fuck. Unless you were, like, a child. And this game's meant for children, more popular with adults, because it used to hold some integrity with adults. and it was T for teen because it was safe and didn't want to rely on, you know, predatory practices of monetization. That now they are using exactly that, Activision, and holding T for teen for all of the wrong reasons. It's Activision. They did this to Call of Duty too. It used to be really good. Back in what, 2016? Yeah. When Overwatch won Game of the Year.
Not their shape. And so if you're going off their shape, because some of the fucking skins in this game look completely identical to each other, or just look like seemingly different characters, if you do go off the skin, you're wrong sometimes, because they don't even look the same between the regular model and the other ones. And genuinely, I would argue some of these skins are actually pay to win, especially when you move them together. Like that pink frilly dress thing that I was talking about, that skin for like Juno and those other characters, right? If you run all of those at the same time, it is legitimately difficult to tell them apart.
But Activision does not care about that. They're like, even better, more incentive to buy. That's what Activision cares about. Greed can make it as many of these videos as he wants. They will never change it because too many people are falling for it.
It's honestly, it takes about a second of looking at them and to go, okay, I think I know who that is. And you can shoot them, right? Because the way they move and the way their character sounds.
Alright, it's about time we hit the forums, fellas. We can hop off the box. Let's get the reading glasses on, folks. Let's hit the forums, fellas. This is this should be interesting. Overwatch forums. Let's get the Safari tab. Clunk. All right. Let's check out the forums. I'm going to have my OBS here so that I can see if it freezes. Oh. Alright, so I got a couple of replies. I guess we can look at them. I guess we can take a look at this. Let's see. So this was the one that the guy he called me out like being a Redditor. Okay. So this guy lost all of his games 12 times in a row. Said bye and then whatever, okay? Mr. Bacon over here said, if you're struggling, I highly recommend the Overwatch University Reddit. They offer great tips and advice based off footage. There's a risk, okay, here as in the forums, there's a risk of people spouting rubbish as its forced loss rate, etc. Not like that, but it's a weekend and the trolls are out. He's talking about me. He's talking about me, fellas, okay? I am the troll he is talking about, okay? Anyway. I even ratioed him on the forums. I got more likes than him. I need a drink right now. That's what. I said, whatever. He says, thanks for proving my point. They're after advice on gameplay, not conspiracy bullshit. So your advice was go to Reddit. We're not the same. I'm only playing quick play. Quick play lobbies are quite random. The players also happy. Maybe slightly other rules than it would be in comp and advices. It's not. I took sample sizes of both. The consistencies do not match on anything. Not rank, not console pool, PC pool, quick play competitive. I looked at them all. I didn't look at them all, but I took sample sizes of more than one. Zero consistency. And that was before I even considered ban rate. I think I did one sample size considering ban rate, and it didn't do anything to the Like, I mean, you could just look at the numbers. All of the ban rate was like 80%, 31%, and 15%, and the rest of the numbers were like 50%, 53%, 52%, and then like completely different numbers on pick rate. So like there's zero consistency on any of it, except for the win rates. Okay. This game is interesting. I started playing about a month ago. I'm about ready to drop it. Matchmaker is gaslighting players on the daily. Bang, bang. Maybe you should stay out of something you don't know nothing about. I don't know a lot about the game, but I'll admit, take your tinfoil hat and get out of the basement. Honestly, at that many losses, it's partially a curse because there will be a couple games at some point where you win without even doing anything. If that's not evidence to exactly what I'm saying right here, right now. Okay. I guess I could scroll and read on here. See, that's so that I can read whatever on the face cam that you guys can see. Okay, so this guy's just kind of like 5v5. Swear the matchmaking's broken in 5v5 quick play. I'm talking about open queue, folks. I only play open queue. I do not play 5v5 ever. I played one 5v5 game in the last, like, since 2023. Oh my god, is tomorrow Tuesday? Oh, fuck. Lucio Ball tomorrow, boys. Are we hype or what? It better be tomorrow. I just did a pre-update. I mainly play 6v6. Yep, me too, bud. Me too. Overwatch doesn't hate you specifically. It hates us equally. Overwatch feels like a slot machine where you can dance on the point and still win and play out of your mind and still get stomped. The Overwatch devs, the matchmakers working as intended. That's not a Blizzard thing. This is an Activision thing. It used to not be like this. Now that I have my filter, it's hard not to blame the matchmaking. It feels rigged. At least in solo queue. Alright, well, I didn't read any more responses, so I guess we should probably keep going here. Couple replies to me down here. Amount of research you've put into matchmaking along with that completely unbiased. Okay, well, that's not even to me, not to me. Played since 2017. The only thing I can say is before Overwatch went Overwatch 2, there's no such thing as win-or-loss streaks. Max was about 4 or 5 probably, I remember well. I was playing quick. It's true. It's true. It's true. It is so true, dude. I'm not naive, but then again, it's more effort than put into this. When they ran about on the forums, the main was to prove that my overwhelming sense that I was being cheated of a balanced experience was in fact not true. Again, not to me. I'm just waiting for mine. Experience. There's no way of telling the reality of the match. You can though, dude. People like a lot of people seem like they're like all the people that are saying it's rigged all have the exact same mind. Hi there, what's happening here? We're debating this is like right now we're debating whether the matchmaking is rigged because I personally took sample sizes. You know what? We're going to go to my Canva and find it. My Canva has a lot of thumbnails in here though, so we got to be careful. I took sample sizes somewhere in here. Don't worry about the Zimming thing. I don't actually want anything to happen to Zimmers. In-game, of course. I think it was this one. I think it's this one. I think because I was going to make it like a presentation about it. And then I just started taking stats. These are my stats, okay? So I took sample sizes of the win rates and pick rates. And so this was about right whenever Xion first dropped. So this is like raw stats from back then. I have the screenshots of how I did the math. For what? For content. PowerPoint presentation. For my channel, because sometimes I do like PowerPoint style videos. Like I have a couple. Like I did one about summer games of what I want to see. But right here, sample sizes of the average win rates and pick rates taken out. I took random people. Okay, so here I took just random ones. I took a few tanks, a few supports, a few DPS. Okay, median is okay. Is my face cam block everything? Jesus. Okay, now Ty's blocking me. No, now I'm moving the screen. No, let's do this. My day's actually really good. Thank you. How's your day? You know what? I did have a good day. I went and helped my family move some furniture, and it was good to see them. Anyway, I'm back to the game presentation until you tell me about your day. Look at the averages I did out. So the average pick rate numbers I got, okay, with Xion, or wait, what? Out of 52. So yeah, with and without Xion. So without Xion. Wait, what? Oh. These are just the, okay, this is just the sample size numbers, but I did it by 52 because Xion's included and whatever, the sample size, whatever. So out of the sample size, the average pick rate is 10.1%. The average win rate is 49.76 repeating. If you do it for all the heroes, the average pick rate is 9.6%, win rate 50.0865% on average. And without Xion, because she makes it a little broken, 8.1%, 49.9901%. So I've had this theory for a little. That looks like it took you some time. I don't know. It's just simple math, really. I just took screenshots. But I'm going through the forums right now because I left a thing on it. Someone was like, I think Overwatch hates me. He said, I think Overwatch hates me. This game just hates me. And he's talking about the patterns of how many games he lost in a row. And I've had days where I win a lot. But if you go look at all of my live streams, because I stream a lot on YouTube, and a lot of them are either losing games or I'm completely even, or massive win streak. Usually that happens whenever I play with friends. And so I said that my thing, I took the averages, the sample sizes. I was just showing proof of that. Lot of responses. I was just waiting till we get to ones that were actually to me, so I can talk about it. Here we go. Stop trolling, please. Thanks. It's not trolling if it's true. It gives you 50-50, except when it doesn't. Yeah, real. Dang it. Okay, let me reply to this. Unless someone already did. I finished looking at your replay. First match was This Is Not To Me. Okay, so that means the editor replied, I guess. Masters 4 to Champ 5 lobby today. So someone barely out of Diamond versus someone who's playing against the pros. The matchmaker's awful. It allows games like this to even happen. Guess which team won? Yes, it was the one with the Champ player and the team that lost at the Masters 4 player. That's what people mean by forced loss, because it's so obvious the team with the Champ had the advantage and the M4 had the disadvantage. And it says that the game range is a lot of distance. You make studies about people arguing, didn't really get it. Well, I'm just a bit of an Overwatch creator who I have opinions about the game itself. But I think a lot of arguments, like the 5v5, 6v6 debate, whether the loot box system was better before or after, or whether this hero's broken or that hero's broken, I think it really all breaks down to Overwatch 1 versus Overwatch 2. Any debate, really, in Overwatch that exists, I think can boil down to whether the old game or the new game. Because some people like 5v5, some people like 6v6. And the people that like 6v6 mostly are probably wanting the old game back. They miss the simplicity, of the health pools and everything. The chaos of Overwatch 2 is fun, but I would want that. I personally don't want that. I want Overwatch 1 again. And then there's that whole big argument about digital media versus physical media. Like, people are all mad that, oh, we can't have our discs. But then now there's a big argument saying, even if you have the discs, it doesn't matter. Because, funny enough, as a guy who wants Overwatch 1 back, I've got a PC disc right here and a console disc right here. Yet neither of these games give me Overwatch 1. They both give me Overwatch 2, even though Overwatch 2 is free, and I paid $40 for these. I paid $70 for the PC one, and my PC never had a disc reader, so I wasted it. I don't personally play Overwatch, and my sis used to. Screen was too messy, couldn't watch anything. It used to have a lot of integrity. It was Game of the Year 2016, and I played it for a while. Yeah, but it used to have integrity. That $40 game, it was really balanced. Funny enough, back in the day when the game was balanced, they made a change where Mercy's healing wasn't strong enough to outdo Winston's damage, and it caused rupture because the game's balance was so specific, everything matched out, that something like that could change the whole game. And they did that exact same change recently, and there's nothing about it because the balance is so up in the air, thrown everywhere now. 5v5 is the main mode instead of 6v6. There are maps being balanced to 5v5 instead of 6v6, and half of the player base that plays competitively wants the old game back. They like the simplicity. They don't like all this randomness, the hitboxes, the imbalance, the broken heroes who have aimbot abilities and stuff, like me. I like the old game whenever it was like about skill and positioning and stuff. Yeah, I tried to play with Mercy before. You cannot kill someone with Mercy sticking around. She's a flying around killing her. Isn't the easiest? Yes. But also, Mercy used to have less health. Mercy used to always stand out, and like positioning was different. You could kill Mercy a lot easier because tanks used to not be so powerful. Tanks are all designed for 5v5 for them to be one to be able to carry on their own. So playing 6v6 just feels really overpowered in certain ways. And whenever it's an objective-based game that is now more based around kills, it breaks the entire fundamental core of the objective. You know, whether you play objective or whether you play to kill the other team. And nowadays, Overwatch 2, since Activision took over in 2022, mind you, since Activision took over fully, the game is now not an objective-based shooter and is now a kill-based shooter. Objective is just there to add incentive to be other than team deathmatch. The game itself, as a competitive game, has zero consistency to skill and rank because they have heroes now who can just aimbot. Don't you like playing individual, like that thing that everyone are against and each other's don't know what it's called? What do you mean, like solo queuing? Like playing by myself? Or like, what do you mean by that? Because I can tell you most Overwatch opinions, like, I'm not mainstream at all. My opinion is not mainstream whatsoever at all. I am a completely new Overwatch streamer. Like, I am completely like myself. I'm pretty hardcore on my Instagram comments. Okay, like I can relax a little, you know. I'm not actually like I'm not a rapist. I had to bleep that out of a video once because I was being too logical there, I guess. Yeah, like not teams, just everyone trying to get most kills possible. So also what they did once Activision took over and made the new game is they made stats public. You can see everyone's stats in your game. So what that makes it, so after one round of the game, like basically the difference between quick play and competitive is like kind of like R6 basically, where you have one round, that's quick play, and then in competitive, you both get an attack and a defense, and then you can go into overtime. But now, like, the stats are all displayed publicly, so you can see how your teammate's doing. So after one round of an objective-based game, okay, Overwatch, an objective-based game, after the end of a round, you look at the stats and the kills, and most people, in high lobbies even, blame the lowest number of stats. They blame the lowest number of stats on an objective-based game. And guess what stats they don't display publicly? Objective time, objective kills. because Activision took over that game and turned it in Call of Duty. They're making it Call of Duty, basically. They're not allowed to release those stupid crossover skins in Call of Duty, so they just send them straight to Overwatch. Kind of, because Blizzard made Overwatch. And Activision bought Blizzard, took over Overwatch, and fucking destroyed it. And I'm going over this because the matchmaking feels terrible. The matchmaking doesn't feel good, and all of the win rates are inconsistent because Activision fucked with the matchmaking. And yeah, it's kind of to raise awareness, and also to kind of put myself out there as an Overwatch creator who's based. Because all Overwatch creators are either, like, way too far leaning one way, way too far leaning another way, or trash at the game. I am a console player, 7-year veteran. I am one of the best console players I know because everyone who plays now is just a Zimmer. They either don't have recoil or they are a mouse and keyboard on console aim assist. And I'm a full controller player and I'm better than most people. And Activision blindly turned this integrity competitive game shooter into literally a Call of Duty slop dump with overpriced skins that were all free before, that are now $60 bundles, and they completely swapped who their audience is for. Their audience used to be for competitive gaming, objective-based, almost like a sport. And now it is a slop, shoot, kill, colorful, YouTube thumbnail, brain rot fucking game that wants your money. And I knew that it was evil because whenever the game first came out, it had a battle pass all of a sudden. No more levels, no more level up system, only a battle pass. And for the first 2 seasons, they had broken new characters in the battle pass. So you could either free to play, unlock that hero like a month and a half later, or buy the battle pass and get the new OP hero. And by the time that all the free-to-play players would get it, they'd nerf the hero into the ground. So if you paid for the battle pass, you just got free rank. And also, they released Sierra, who has an ability that is an aimbot. It's just broken overpowered. So now you have me playing a skill gap hero like Genji, who gets rolled by a no-skill hero, and then they win the game, and they get higher rank than me. So now I am in Platinum, and I am a 7-year veteran who can hit headshots on Hanzo. But since Hanzo's a C-tier character, I'm in Plat, no matter how good I am at him. Yet one-trick Torbjorns are in top 500 because he's a broken hero. No skill. The matchmaking system is against you in solo queue, I know for a fact. It's... You know, and there's a reason why people smurf to get to GM. I want to do it on my main account because I don't want to smurf. I don't want to do things that are like you're not supposed to do, but have just become normalized in gaming. Smurfing, zimming, fucking cheating, dude. People make edits and they literally have controllers that go against game recoil. And they make edits. And people are like, wow, this looks so good. You're so good. And they're cheating. And they're like viral. And those are the people you lose to in top rank comp. If you put them on a regular Xbox controller, those people would be gold. Because they can't position themselves. But also with Overwatch 2, it dumbs down the skill ceiling and that kind of thing. So people like me, who are actually fucking sweats and really good at the game, does not fully benefit in the game anymore. It's pretty annoying, actually. It happens a lot in, well, being an OG. Yeah, and it happens in a lot of new games. You know what it is, though? Activision's skill-based matchmaking. And yeah, all the creators, of course the creators are GM. All the popular Overwatch 1 creators are all GM, and still GM, and they're still good. But people like me, who've been playing this long, and at this point, I'm playing Overwatch full-time. I play every single day. And every single day, I go like 4 and 5. Every day. I just go down a little bit more. And I know I'm better than more than half the people in the lobby. Like, I know it, based on positioning, based on decision-making, but I don't get value off of my knowledge anymore. off of my gameplay sense knowledge, I don't get value off that anymore because the game is changing. The game is adapting for players that are not me. The game is adapting more for people to get value off of, like, things that I know should not get people value in a competitive shooter. And basically, Bacon is telling this guy to get coaching from Reddit and that don't listen to people like me. Since you were already into Valorant, I am most certainly not into Valorant. I have been hyperfixated on Overwatch for 7 straight years. When Overwatch 2 dropped, I quit. But I got re-addicted when they dropped Overwatch Classic, the 2020 patch. This game for the fucking Overwatch Classic event. They dropped this game. And you can't find any player count data of any Overwatch, except for the Steam charts. Any Overwatch data other than the Steam charts of player count before the release of Overwatch Classic 2024, because they released Overwatch Classic, which was this game, in Overwatch 2 as a temporary event to skyrocket the player count. And it worked. And they just did it again at Anniversary. It got me re-addicted. I was playing 8 hours a day and having fun. I was streaming for 8 hours a day, playing only Mercy and having fun, because it was the 2020 patch. So now I go back to the regular game and I can only stream 2 hours at a time because I'm getting fucked and I'm losing for no reason at all other than the other team has an aimbot hero who I refuse to play. Because I don't want to play a fucking aimbot. I want to play Genji because not everyone's good at Genji because he's hard. He's hard to learn. And now he's hard because I have an aimbot hero that someone yesterday can pick up who's 12 and can shard on me because it's broken. Aimbot hero. Yes. Soldier 76 was a hero in the old game. His ultimate was an aimbot. It was balanced because it was only people on your FOV. Yeah. And Jetpack Cat now, you know, there used to be a hero in the but now basically the character now Sierra has an aimbot ability. Soldier's ultimate in an ability. You can literally press a button on a group of heroes. It'll pick one who you're closest to, and you literally can just shoot looking the opposite direction for the next 5 seconds. And as long as they're not behind a corner, fucked. For that new hero, it's an ability. It's on like a, 12-second cooldown? 15-second cooldown? Maybe less. But in the older game, the ability's more powerful than that person's ultimate. But all the heroes are like that. All of the new heroes are like that because the game isn't supposed to be balanced anymore. It looks balanced on paper because they keep you in matchmaking addiction cycle. You win a game every other time because you'll get it. Yeah. Thank you. Honestly, thank you for just hearing me out, dude. I literally sound like a crazy old man, but I'm just a 22-year-old who hates Activision. Thank you, dude. Maze too. I appreciate you for listening. That means the world to me. That's really, I feel like I achieved my goal. I sound like an old man. I know, because that's because I face cam. If I didn't have face cam, I feel like I would lose a lot of people, because I also don't want to play the stereotype. I don't want to play into like, oh, I resemble Asmongold. Oh, I resemble Moist Critical. Oh, I resemble this person. I resemble that. I am myself. I have like a mediocre baseline between all different opinions, but I do consider everyone's opinion. No worries, but everyone needs to vent out. Thank you. Ty loves to vent out. I also like... Okay, the game puts me in an addiction cycle so bad. I have 2 rants that are very violent. I'm like, we need to kill people. But we like cheaters in the game. But the reason I get so flustered and get such terrible mindsets is because I think I'm driven to insanity, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I am doing the same thing, which is my idea of playing good in Overwatch 1. and I'm not getting any value because it's Overwatch 2. And I'm going insane because I keep losing games even though I think I'm playing good. But the game isn't built for me anymore. The game isn't built to resemble skill. Rank isn't you're better. Rank is you played the right heroes and the matchmaking gave you the win. Literally. I seriously, because game sense means everything, and rank doesn't mean your game sense is better. Rank means you played Sierra and fucking blah 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 blah, you know? And I'm streaming myself, torturing myself, getting fucked in this matchmaking system every single day for the public to watch. As an example, because I know it's not built for me. Became the first priority for games nowadays, making it as addictive as possible, and unfortunately it worked. I think the demand for that came from gambling, because all of a sudden gambling and sports betting became super popular, and they kind of just follow the same cycles and patterns, you know? Every advertisement tries to look the same and uses the same patterns. My therapist told me, like, his brother has a PhD and works in advertisements, and he said you wouldn't believe how in detail they go to design advertisements. They go down to, like, studying where people look at to place the perfect font of the perfect picture to grasp as much attention as humanly possible. Mathematically built to the pixel, dude. And it's only become like that because it's 2026. They've had, like, 30 years to do this now, and now they're doing it. And now my game is totally free to play, pay to win Fortnite, and everyone celebrates it. Everyone celebrates it. I mean, everyone doesn't celebrate it. There are people like me on the forums complaining and stuff, but all the big content creators still lack a sense of this ideology because they're all GM, and I feel like they all don't speak on it. I don't know. There's really nowhere to go for people like me, and that's what I stand for. They all kind of get ripped apart. Okay, also Reddit hates me because I posted a question on Reddit before I made this YouTube channel. Yes, because that's because Blizzard cared about the game, Activision bought it, Activision only cares about money. Same, Activision also cooked Call of Duty, right? Yeah, because they only care about money. Same thing with EA. EA's the same way. Same mindset. Activision and EA. But basically, I made a post on Reddit before I made this channel, and it was, that is true. Yes, they do that. That's a Todd the mod, by the way. But I said, if you like, why would they kill Overwatch 1 to release Overwatch 2? Why'd they have to do that? If they re-released Overwatch 1 again, do you think it would kill Overwatch 2 and Marvel Rivals? Because Marvel Rivals only came out when Overwatch was dying. It literally only exists as a Target Walmart comparison, Overwatch Marvel Rivals, literally. And then Marvel Rivals makes more goon skins. But I said on Reddit, if Overwatch 1 re-released, would it kill Overwatch 2 and Marvel Rivals? Banned on 3 different subreddits. The first one told me to go to the second one told me to go to the third one told me to go to another one. I just said fuck it and made a YouTube channel. Because that question got banned on Reddit 3 times. All I wanted was answers. All I got was people in the comments saying, you're an Overwatch 1 whiner, you're this, you're that. And then I started looking deeper into things like the Jesse McCree scandal, because they villainized the entire Blizzard development team. Because of a character named Jesse McCree, they named after a Blizzard developer who made some really bad online statements, some based online statements. And they basically used that person to blame the entire Overwatch development team as a, like, hateful bigot, basically. And the guy, Jesse McCree, who had a name in the game that got changed, he didn't even work on Overwatch. He wasn't in the Overwatch development team. He was just a high up at Blizzard, I'm pretty sure. He worked on, like, Diablo, I think. But because they used his name in the game, there was a whole thing. Now, why I go into it is because there was an article in 2025, because the lawsuit over the accusations over that Jesse McCree guy, there was an article written that said in the lawsuit, in the DFEH lawsuit, the acts of sexual assault and harassment against that guy were proven false, and that all of the claims only came from his link from something else. So there's a lot of shifty things going on behind the scenes. Basically, I'm not necessarily hoping they fix it. I want Overwatch 1 back. I think this all ties into the big argument of digital physical media. This ties into the same big, it all goes back to the Epstein files. It all goes back to the big rich corpse. It all goes back to the same people. It all goes back to the same elite group, to the same, just whatever you want to call it, the same hierarchy that runs the economy, the same hierarchy that is controlling the media, the everything, the health system, politics, votes, all of it. It's the same system. They're all following the same agenda. Yeah, so basically they named him after this guy for no reason. The character himself is a cowboy, actually. Jesse McCree in game is a cowboy. And he's based off like Clint Eastwood, kind of, like the cowboy actor. But the name itself, Jesse McCree, got removed to Cole Cassidy because of the controversy of him sexually harassing women. But that was back in 2020 when that all came out. And then in 2022, Overwatch 1 died. Overwatch 2 came out because Activision released their new free-to-play slop game. But all that came out, and then in 2025, this article came out that said that in the lawsuit, 5 years later, McCree got proven innocent. And now, since Overwatch 2 already exists, Cole Cassidy's already renamed, that whole spiel already happened, completely under the rug. And Ty's here to bring it to light. Because that whole thing was just a ploy to get all of the Blizzard devs out and the Activision devs in. Because they wanted to release Overwatch 2. They didn't want to continue on Overwatch 1. They wanted to make a Fortnite pay-to cosmetic fucking slop that they can say is a T for teen game and release as many bikini skins as they want. They all release tomorrow. How many bikini skins are we going to see in this T-rated game? You know, Overwatch 1 didn't really do that. They did some, but even the bikini skins they used to release weren't actual bikinis. They were like, you know, they were respectable. They were respectable. Your description shows how mad you are. No, I'm sorry. My description's pretty bad. But like, I just have a lot of intense emotion. I have nowhere else to take it out other than on my like poor family. Like, and my poor girlfriend. she loves me, but like, you know, so I want to get on the internet and take it out on these big corporations who are actively robbing me. It's fine, just vent it out. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Normally I'm talking to myself, so like I kind of don't make much sense, and I have trouble wrapping it around, you know, back into an actual claim. I like, for the last 20 minutes, I've been on the forums talking about just nothing. I've been on just a whole rant, but that kind of gets it out. Thank you. You have made this VOD actually like history. Whenever I go mainstream, people are going to look back on this VOD. I stick around subbed. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for being real. Also, hey, that also means keep me in check too. If I do something you don't like, feel free to shout it out. That's what she does. That's what everyone does. We keep it totally transparent here. We're not afraid here. Everyone's best mind is in interest. We're probably going to disagree on things, but the best friendships are those that can be resolved. And I have a story about that with EliteGolds Ben, who's kind of a part of the channel. It's more of my channel now, but it was a group channel. Search streams and I'm bored. Dude, you're in the right fucking spot. You're in a gold mine right now. I could go on about anything, dude. I'm a very socially schizophrenic because I have strong opinions on everything that you won't hear from anyone else. As long as it stays respectful, you don't mind. That's where Ty needs to be put in line sometimes, okay? Ty sometimes goes out of line. So when I gotta be put in check, that's okay. But that's, I'm learning here with everybody else. I'm 22. Like, I'm not coming out here like the wisest guy on earth here. Like, yeah, but anything I listen, because why not? That's literally kind of reverse why I'm here. I'm here to yap, and like, people don't have to listen to it, but they can, because why not? But I'd rather yap for people than yap to nobody, because why not, right? I'm not scared of it being online. I'm not scared of the public media. I'm not scared of the digital footprint. I'm never going to be happy doing anything but streaming. This has been like my dream for a long time. Just a unmedicated crazy guy. Finally got his head screwed on straight. Took a fucking trip to the psych ward. Broke up with a girl. Fucking got my life on track. Got fired from my job for Snapchat stories, talking shit about, I'm a slave, Big Corp owns me. Lowe's didn't like I had the vest on. Some liberal from New York reported it to corporate. And then I walked out and started streaming. Everyone has interest. You weren't weird or anything? Thank you. I am weird, though. I'm super weird, dude. I break every stereotype. Fun fact, I'm a hockey player, or I was a hockey player. I grew up playing hockey my whole fucking life. I'm kind of a hockey guy, but I also love Overwatch. It's kind of weird, My 2 games, I have 3,500 plus hours on my Xbox on NHL 21, Overwatch Origins Edition. And sorry for a reason getting fired. It's whatever. That was a couple months ago. I've worked since 14. I'm a pretty disciplined kid. Played sports my whole life. I'm not an incel gamer. I've had many girlfriends. I'm social. I'm nice. I'm based. I take some points that even Nick Fuentes says that I sometimes agree with. But then I saw a clip of him that's talking about, oh, you didn't graduate college? Fuck you. Go work in an oil rig. You're worthless. And it's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? You didn't graduate college, now you're worthless? I don't like that mindset. Everyone matters. And there should be something for everyone. I think I'm a pretty smart guy, but I didn't graduate college. And he thinks what? I'm worth nothing but an oil rig? Fuck that, But I'll pick and choose the things I like from all kinds of different people. You know what I mean? And that was the harsh reality that I'm trying to still get over my bias of, is I like and support somebody because I like only a few things that I take from them. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people just do that little thing, and that's your niche on YouTube, right? That's your niche. You go on that little topic very well. But I want to do all of it. Okay? I consume all of this media as does everybody else. And so we shouldn't get stuck in echo chambers of glazing this or glazing that, but we should consider everything, okay? My channel represents the entire comment section, not just the first 2, right? If they do years of test of stuff of spending of all these years, you might low-key be better than someone who took a college certification, because they're trying to get... It's almost like I watched the style become gray sweatpants and a hoodie, the mainstream over time. They're trying to create clones. It's like the people that follow in that system perfectly are already perfect workers. Send them straight to the workplace in a specific field because they're perfect workers. They'll never complain about their wage if it's this high, which honestly, there is a limit to me. There is a point where probably you could send me to go work at a department store if the salary was high enough, right? I would be a slave for this much money. And that still is kind of a poisonous mindset, but in an economy of what America's built on, that works until it doesn't, because we don't have that reality. And I'm seeing people make a ton of money streaming, and I'm not making squat streaming. I cashed out my 401 to support this, and I'm having the time of my fucking life. If I have to make no money doing this, the worst case scenario is I have a good fucking time, right? And that's a good life. If time is money, that's time well spent. Money ain't a thing if I got it anyway. If I become a big rich person, what, am I gonna go to the white party and then get used in a demonic ritual or something? Okay? Fuck no, dude. Cause like the only thing that like previous sex has ever gotten me is probably just like it being harder to maintain a relationship in my current life. You know what I mean? If you look at somebody who hasn't had sex with multiple different women or any women at all, he would find a woman and be head over heels with absolutely no lustful bias over anyone else because he loves that woman entirely. But until you have different sexual partners is whenever that image starts to change. And if you have that changing image when you're young, in high school, you fuck a lot of girls or something like that, it's going to be harder for you to maintain one strong relationship over time because your body's been repetitioning a different mindset of that. And a virgin don't know what to say, but I think you in a good relationship, thank you, I appreciate that. But you in a good relationship, I think would have an easier time maintaining that than I would. You know what I mean? I think there are random urges where I get like, oh, like, you know, like ads. There are literally ads of like, oh, story time. This person cheated on me. This person this. Cheating is so everywhere. Story time, this, story time, that. Some guy like me can watch enough reels and enough sexy women opening Pokemon packs or something, you know, that I might find a girl like that and consider cheating on her because I've seen it in a story time. It's so normalized. Versus, like, you know...
What makes you stop that?
What makes me stop?
Yeah, what makes you not do that?
Because I'm a good person.
Hell yeah.
Because Ty's different. Ty's not like the rest. And that's why I want to be online. And I want to be mainstream. Because I'm not like the rest. I certainly am not. And I have that high and mighty mindset. And I don't have that ego. Ty doesn't get caught. No. No. Relax. Okay, but I have the high and mighty confidence mindset. Oh, I have bodies or whatever. But I don't go around flexing it because I don't think it's a flex. I think it does absolutely nothing but make me look like I can't hold a relationship.
It's okay, Todd. It's fine. Whatever. I'm just kidding.
That's all it is. And that being glorified and normalized, especially with, I live in a college town here. And a lot of women come to this college for an education, and they are 18 years old going to bars because there are bars that exist in this college town to be underage bars. I'm not going to rat them out or anything, but like they're well known around town here, and it's just a thing. It's just a thing, yeah. College is now education glorified as basically, you are thrown into this bar in a college. What? No. It's not in the college. It's not in the college. It's downtown. That literally is like
It's next to the college.
It's right next to it.
It's like
There is a fence separating the two. It's like a 5 minute. It's 5 minutes away. I'm not gonna rat it out. But it is this college system right here is built to make women, basically trafficable with no response, and men that can keep that secret. It wants women to drink, hook up with rich guys, and get an education. It's all mass as education. You're doing this because it's the highest level of education you can get. But while it does that, it promotes these 18-year-olds to go to these underage bars that exist for a reason, and then hook up with a rich guy, a rich frat guy, because the frat guys, the rich guys, you know, they're all getting hazed so that they can keep the secret, so that they can all traffic women and become the elites that can keep their secrets. You know what I mean? It's all about high elite mightiness. And, you know, I was never in a frat. I wanted to be ever since I was in high school, but I had a hyperfixation on ice hockey. So instead, I went to college for a month, dropped out, went unemployed, depressed for 6 months, worked for 6 more months, and then went to college, played hockey for 2 years, had a fucking blast. It was D3, and I did not catch a single body my college hockey career. Wait, that's not true. But I wasn't like out partying effing girls. I actually partied in high school and didn't take my hockey career very seriously. And so I got to college and really dialed in. And then I dropped out of college for the second time because money was a factor, and I didn't really have any passion because my current girlfriend at the time was ChatGPTing her assignments and was doing like way better than me. So I was just like, this is like so stupid. This ChatGPT brain rot girl who was like really, you know, so I just was like, I got out of there. Yeah. Did you regret partying in high school and stuff? You know what? I'm gonna say no because I have that status, or I had that status, and that was nice feeling. But in the grand scheme of things, you're not missing out on anything. Partying in high school is just partying when you're an adult, but in high school. I'm just kind of happy I got it over with. I don't want to... My goal here, though, is, like, I had a very... my life experience gives me a lot of reason to have a big ego, and it's my purpose to try and, like, not have that as much. I want to be the best person humanly possible. Really. And I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've been a bad person a lot. I don't think lived a life without partying and drinking is missing anything. Really, it's not. The only thing you're missing out on is things that are glorified on social media. All the time. I am that person, though. You're not missing out on anything. I can tell you, the knowledge I am giving you is the only thing that I've gained. Okay? I have all that life experience and all the like socializing, talking to girls and everything. It's good practice, whatever. You can do that anytime, anywhere with anyone. But all it really did was make it harder for me to hold a relationship because I'll have random urges to normalize cheating. And it's my goal to never do that. You know, I date to marry, and I'm not a cheater. I'm not a bad person. I stopped drinking entirely, actually. Once I got on certain medication, I got hospitalized because I was depressed. They put me on a benzo, and I got strip searched, and I literally have no memory of it. I was beating up a mattress, too. But anyway, after all that, I got super medicated, and I kind of quit drinking. I love drinking. I can still drink like a frat guy, act like a woo, party, whatever. But, like... You're good, man. Glad you learned from it. Exactly. And that's my goal, is I want to be better. I want to be better. I was probably an asshole in high school, but I was unmedicated then, too. Medication really brought when I got medicated for things, my head is more screwed on straight than it was before. Because a lot of the things, before, I was drinking a lot and, going to parties and stuff and doing all that, I was chasing something. I was chasing a high. I was chasing a status or something, that really wasn't going to last. And if it did last, even to these rich elites who are eating people and stuff, that wealth only lasts in this world. Once you die, all of that, all of that stuff might send you somewhere bad. All that instant gratification, all of that high and mighty ego that you had during your lifetime will come back to bite you at some point. And that's after this lifetime. It's like, oh, you don't want to peak in high school, have a big ego. You don't want to peak in college, have a big ego. You also don't want to peak in this lifetime. Because once you die, there goes all your money. There goes all your wealth. There goes all your status. You don't have a high and mighty crown anymore, being rich on earth, because you're dead. And we don't know. We have no idea. And that's kind of the mindset I want to keep, If I had all the money in the world, I need to keep the mind if I had none. And that's also the same thing. I use that logic everywhere. Like, if I, in Overwatch, that now displays all the stats, if I have all the best stats on the team, I try not to say anything that I wouldn't say if I had the worst stats on the team. Because when you have the worst stats on the team, you're getting blamed by some idiot. So whenever I have the best stats, I don't be that idiot who blames the worst guy. And so then I take that also. Yeah, but I have my beliefs about another life, but I'm not too comfortable discussing that. That's okay. You don't have to. But I want to be pretty open about mine, because it doesn't sound like you're insecure much about your soul. However, me, I did have an ego, and I have done a lot of instant gratification, status-worthy things of this world that are pretty bad in the eyes of God, per se, right? So, I am a little worried. I am repenting for my sins, but the difference is I actually have an emotional appeal. My brain is telling me, like, I need to become a better person. I need to be better. I need to not be such an evil person. There's an evil person out there who's telling themselves the same thing as me, but still being evil. And I'm trying to do my absolute best to try and not be that evil. The problem is, though, is I'm not as pure of a soul as maybe someone like you. And I actually envy you for that. You know what I mean? You can take all my experiences as, oh, I haven't done that. But as someone who has done that, I envy not having that, because now I have this poison of all of that experience. Thanks, I guess. I don't know. It's more or less like, I've had an ego in the past, and if you've never had an ego, like, then this kind of doesn't make sense. But for me, with an ego, like, or who has a little bit of an ego, or an ego at all, we are equals as people. That's the reality of it, no matter what. We, as a human soul, are equals no matter what. No matter how many people you talk to, no matter how many women you've slept with, no matter how much money you have, we are one human soul. And that is, we are all equal to that. And, well, it's true. This isn't something I'm saying to be sweet. This is like fundamental logic that I live by right now.
Because we're missing that in the world. A lot of people don't.
Curiosity, but not much, but not pretty much, actually. I mean, you could blame curiosity, like, all of the women I slept with in the past, I was just curious. No, that's not curiosity, that's lust. And I understand that. I understand that now. It's living and growing, but that's no excuse. I'm not just gonna excuse myself from, like, stuff like that. I've fucked up in the past. I have fucked up a lot. Okay? Maybe not a lot. I can still say I'm a good soul. I can still say I'm a pure soul. I haven't done anything too horrible. But I mean, I've caused people pain before, you know. I've, made some bad decisions. I've hurt people, Especially, it is illegal here.
What's illegal here?
I don't know. Well, that would be certain things like that. Certain things are illegal in certain places. Religion holds people back in certain things. Laws hold people back in certain things. I don't know though, because laws need to be there, but laws don't need to apply to everybody. But laws have to apply to everybody. But like laws in America are only built to protect the rich. It's like, and then like the people that uphold the law are corrupt, but that doesn't mean the law is corrupt. That means the people that uphold it are corrupt. It's just there's so much noise and discussion. I just want, transparency? Yes, transparency and consistency. I crave consistency. Hi, his girlfriend. How are you? How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little sleepy. I'm good.
A little sleepy. It is about getting to that time. I take my meds at 12, and dude, I'll stay on stream until I start like literally nodding off. If you want, I take squirrel every night. The laws here are based on the religion because 99% of the people here have the same religion. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, yeah, I totally get that.
I bet that's a little hard if you don't practice that.
I'll bet it's hard
religion,
if I'll bet it's a little hard if you don't
Yeah.
practice that religion. But it's funny, yeah. Here in the States, you can practice any religion, and if you speak against it,
Well,
you're actually shamed for it.
there's some religions
You're at-
that you can talk down to in America.
Yeah, there's some religions you can talk down to in America,
It's
some not.
sad.
You know, it really just depends on the
Not good.
type of person you're around. And that's the kind of inconsistency I hate, you know? Because I've got my stances on religion, but I don't want it to be like something that we bring up
That's my own
to
personal
make
opinion.
everyone like different from each other. I don't want that to be, you know, yeah. That's not something like, yeah. I don't want to represent a religion. I don't know, but like you're supposed to represent a religion to like an extent of war, you know what I mean? But I don't want to go to war. I want to
Religion, you know?
I mean, I don't think talking shit about any religion's the best thing. Like, people believe and cherish this. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And, I mean, every person is different.
No one's hurting anyone.
Every person is born different. So why do we all have to conform to 3 different religions, right? Like, you know, theoretically, we should all make our own philosophy. But that's because we're, like, there isn't one religion. The actual story has been, like,
It could be
twisted enough times to where there's different religions and perspectives. There's not one base religion, but every person says their religion is that one off their own bias. But like, I don't, you know, I take bits and pieces of all of it, right? Because I don't know. I'm different. I don't know. I think I'm comfortable saying that I am a Muslim and stuff happens to me that are unpleasant. I totally agree. And here in America, we are propagandized to me as a white person. I'm pretty sure I am like supposed to watch the news and be scared of you.
Yes.
I'm supposed to fear you as a white, like I'm not, I guess, Catholic, but I'm sort of some Christian. But like I take some things like I take out of Muslim culture that all soldiers go to heaven. You know, I like that. But if I were to say that, as a Christian, I'm labeled a Nazi. So I have to really stand by either Christian or Muslim or something. But we should really just, you know,
It's hard.
we're put in boxes. That's a good one, yeah.
It's all about identity too. It's just,
I can be put in
it's
so
noise.
many boxes about, like, you know, so many different things. But here you and I are having civil conversation. Right? We disagree on many things, but you have been here for the last little while, and we agree on a lot too. And you seem like a very civil person. Like, you know, everything, especially in America, is presented so violently. Everything in America is driven off of fear. Politics, sales, pharmacies, fucking pandemics. If you leave the house or not is driven off what the news tells you. That's what COVID was. The news told everyone to stay inside. We all did. Because we were all too scared of spreading it to other people. You were either staying in to save yourself or you're staying in to...
Got sick and died. That's like
Exactly.
proof that you
Okay,
should stay
well,
inside.
either way.
No.
Creating more separation, the news, everything. Yeah, thanks. You're really good. Enjoying chatting here. Still enjoying, though. You are not obligated to stay. It's okay. You can just stay by, pop out anytime. Most people just scroll within a second. You love yapping as well? Of course. I'm sure you love yapping whenever someone answers. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's rare I actually get people talking in chat. You know, some people might just want to look over this conversation because they might not be comfortable enough to say this stuff to me. A random streamer who also has some really, really harsh things to say on specifically Instagram. I also get really angry at people on video games, you know? I'm not... but, like, you can come here with no bias of me and just totally chill because... that's the kind of person I truly am. It's 7 a.m. Oh, yeah, it is. It's 4 till midnight here.
Yeah.
So I'm about ready for bed ski.
We're about 8 hours, 7 hours apart.
That's crazy. That's so cool though.
Right?
I love that, dude. That's so fun. I don't know. Maybe that's not fun. Maybe I'm just like stupid American. Like.
No,
I'm just a stupid
That's
American,
like the beauty
dude.
of the internet.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be at least.
I do play into an American stereotype pretty hard. However, actually, I'm whiter than American, okay? I'm actually
Bro's
French Canadian. Ice hockey is my main sport. I played my whole life. I suck at basketball. Suck at it. My worst sport. I am, like, objectively the whitest person. I'm wearing Stussy right now, okay? I am objectively the whitest kind of person. And I play into it kinda, but, like, I don't know.
Not in a weird way, don't worry. Sorry.
Not in a white American way.
Not just supremacy.
I think I just play a I like being a white boy.
Yeah, like.
I'm not necessarily an American because that
Play
means
that funky music, white boy.
I am by no means am I MAGA or by like the politics here are all rigged in my opinion.
Oh,
I don't even know if my vote matters. I'm not even gonna get into like everyone is evil, okay?
Everyone, every person.
Yeah, but Ty loves every person. Dude, love you're giving a reaction. Usually sleep most streams feeling awkward, trying to open a conversation, just Yanmo shut. That's literally the opposite of me. I mean, but also, like, that's also a different form of entertainment. Sometimes, I don't want to just, like, talk to someone all the time. Sometimes I just want to watch.
Yeah.
I make content, but I do still consume content as well. And not just to leave comments. Like... And this is a newer thing for me. Like I put in just chatting, come in, say hi. I never put that in thumbnails or like I never put that in the title. But this time I'm kind of here to talk. I want to give some opinions and whatnot. So it's nice to see someone actually stop in, say hi and stuff. It's awesome. I appreciate you a ton. Mainly I streams talk to you feeling lonely and stuff. That's literally what streamers should be for. That's like that's building a fan base where you belong somewhere. And like I don't know, I'm yapping at that point, but like I don't know, that's a strong structured fan base. It's somewhere where you belong. So it simulates a family, it simulates love. And that's what all desires are in human interaction, All humans desire love and connection and everything. If I want to watch something while I'm eating, watch a normal video, why on a stream? That's a good point. That's actually a really good point, actually. But sometimes I be watching YouTube videos that have chat. Just because sometimes you like reading the chat, too. But that also has to do with, like, clipping and attention span going down. And, like, every terrible thing that these terrible, terrible people who are running America are trying to push on us. While also monitoring the data so that they can make it even more harmful to us and more for us to produce so that they can make even more money. Fun fact, actually, EA just rug pulled everybody and went privatized for their thing. I think because there is enough money in the internal rich regimen that they don't need private or public investors anymore. They have enough rich people in that regimen. They can literally just control the economy now. And EA's involved with it. They have enough investors where they have monopoly for the rest of time as long as they have control of the US economy. Yeah. And then now they're just making games every year, more monetized every year. But EA sucks, but but I hate Activision just as much because they're doing the same exact thing in a different style to a different community of people. It's just big companies that are trying to reach as many groups of people as possible because they saw it work with Fortnite. And so now they're just doing it with sports games. They're doing it with shooter games like Overwatch. They're doing it with all the Battle Royale games. They're doing it to Call of Duty. They're doing it to Battlefield, Rainbow Six. They all have battle passes. It's kind of just a poison because they have monopoly over all of America. So they just take over every good thing that comes to any American consumer. They just buy out, take over, and make into profitable slop. It's a poison that, like, isn't talked about enough. Anything by Activision but Crash. You know what, though? Okay, Activision is still banger, okay? Activision put out Black Ops 3 and stuff, and Black Ops 2. They're re-releasing it now, which is evil. But, like, Open My Eyes does. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy with that. But it's low-key. It's a dark world. Opening your eyes to it is, you just see it everywhere. Every company is like that, is just as evil as... And Activision created Skylanders. As a kid, Skylanders came out. Dude, my 4th grade class was going apeshit over Skylanders Giants. And I loved it. Loved it. I had connections to those little Skylanders the same way I have a connection to Pokemon. That same childhood nostalgia, that same banger video game. And Activision made it. And now that I look back on it, dude, it was the most monetized fucking childhood system ever. You buy a console, right? You buy a console. Then you buy the Skylanders video game. Then you have to buy individual characters outside of the starter pack because the starter pack characters were weak as fuck. So you had to go out and buy more. And then you could collect them all. And nowadays they're like reselling and shit. It's ridiculous. And the Pokemon market's exactly the same. I don't really play it anymore, but I don't play it for the memories. Exactly. And I collect Pokemon because I love Pokemon. I have an $8,000 Pokemon collection of cards, all ungraded. Grading does nothing but give you a number to make it worth more money. Stupid. I collect the cards because I think they're pretty, and they look cool, and they make me happy. I just feel like I'm doing it right. That is like, for real, it's annoying. Xbox One, if I wanted to play a paid online game, you have to pay every month. You're also at a very bad disadvantage because you're on Xbox One. So my 2 friends play Overwatch with me. So ever since Overwatch 2 released, okay, I have a new gen console, an XS, and my games load quick, and I get to pick the heroes fast. My buddies, my two buddies, Ben and Dorian, who I have on this channel a lot, have Xbox Ones. Their game loads slower, their player models load in worse, the game runs slower because they don't have an $800 console. And what's funny is my entire Overwatch 1 career was on Xbox One as well. With them, was on Xbox One. I didn't have a new gen console, but I had an Xbox One. And that game ran like clockwork. But somehow, for some reason, the new gen consoles came out. Overwatch 2 replaced Overwatch 1. It became 40 gigabytes bigger of a game. And it just couldn't run on older consoles all of a sudden. Well, we don't play a lot in the family. We don't actually need the newest one. I'm just a pre-4 uni student. You don't need one. You definitely don't. But like, it's unfair. Like, and then I sit here on this new gen console, and it's like half of the games I'm winning might just be because I have a better console. That's fucking so dumb. And what's even dumber is it doesn't have to be like that, because Overwatch 1 wasn't like that. It ran like clockwork on Xbox One. But it just suddenly became 80 gigabytes, and suddenly it just couldn't run on that, on older consoles. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that. Because I also have Xbox One games on here, like NHL 21. NHL 22 ran horrible on new-gen consoles. The engine sucked. NHL 21 runs like a beauty on a new-gen console. Runs beautifully. And it's still the only hockey game I play. The most evil thing, Resident Evil 4 remake worked on PS4, not on Xbox One, even though they were released in the same period of time. Why? Money. Money, money, money. And so if these developers and these corporations are going to let money control every single decision, I want to run a YouTube channel, okay? who's not a big YouTuber who's relying on money or anything, just a small content creator with nothing but transparency, and even when I get the money and stuff for being mainstream and whatever, you guys can hold me to my morals. You guys will know when I'm not being transparent. You will be able to tell the difference. If I get compromised and cloned when I get popular, you guys will know like that. You guys will know immediately if I become mainstream or just non-transparent. Everyone will know. And that's my goal. You will know. No. You don't even have to stick around at any point in time. If you see a video from me that you end up clicking on and you just look into it a little bit and you're like, you know, it's not just an anger spurt. Like, you can tell my vibe. If the vibe's off, you know. You know. Always trust that gut instinct. Always trust that gut instinct. If your brain's telling you something, it's not for nothing. Always listen to it. Always listen to you. Because that doesn't apply for other people. It only applies to you. If your brain's telling you something, always listen to it. Honestly, like, if you were playing a Sims character, I have a question. Like, do you regret your past mistakes? Or do you just think you've learned from them? That's a good question, actually. I think I want to say I regret them, but I don't think that I am fully humble in the mind enough to say that I fully regret all of my instant gratification decisions. You know, for example, I do still have a bias on, like, I've had a couple partners in my life. So I still, like, you know, I have that. I can't ever get rid of that. So, like, with that, yeah, I do regret that now, but I still have sort of like a, that's good, you know, because society has told me that's good. You know, society has told me that as a man, sleeping with a lot of women means high status. So I still kind of have that a little bit. That poison mindset I'm trying to kill and eliminate, but I don't want to say I've fully eliminated that poison from my brain. You know what I mean? I want to remain humble enough to be like, I still have work to do. So, no, I don't want to fully say that I regret them. I can't fully say I regret them, because part of me probably doesn't. But when you can, like, live with it and control it, is it kind of bearable? Yes. Do you think you'll get rid of that poison one day? That's my goal. That's my goal. I don't know. Cause it's kind of put like in the eyes of, like, can a girl who has slept with so many men, who devotes the rest of her life to Christianity, does she get considered a good Christian, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, she's a good Christian for 80 years, but... And you can't really let in the buts all the time. But you want to keep everyone equal, you want to make everyone happy, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, so I just don't want to give myself all of the benefits of a clean mind or someone with no bias at all. I have bias, and I totally do. I mean, if she stopped completely and changed, no one can call her over her past mistakes. Yes, exactly. But, like, to actually make that true, she has to, like, want to, right? So, like, if I want to become a better person, a better Christian, and not sleep with any people, I will stay with this woman and then not cheat on her and not break up with her over lust. That's kind of what I'm proving to myself right now. Because, like I was saying, you know, like, having previous relationships like that, is, you know, definitely going to give me extra urges like that. Exactly. It's normalized more in my mind a little bit. And I'm trying to beat that. Because I don't want to ride that high and mighty for anything, because that's not what I should be celebrating in life. I should be celebrating progress and real achievement and things that are viewed high in religion. You know what I mean? It's just also like, also that, and just staying true to me as well. I'm not controlled by religion. I am a little bit, I guess. I'm still learning, right? I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm not God himself, right? I'm not above him. I am not even close. I am a child. I'm just, you know, I try to stay humble. I'm trying to be the best person I can. Thing is, though, my demeanor and attitude, so that's pretty good. I'm glad you're trying to say I was in a bad period in time. I was drinking a lot. I had a relationship. I had a lot of relationships, dating. You know, I had a lot of dating ones. One relationship, though, we kept breaking up and getting back together. Relation controls you so much as well. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing, because relationship provides you with value in afterlife. You know what I mean? Having sex and having a lot of bodies only gets you status in this life. Religion has value outside of this life, and premarital sex in my religion does not. So there's really no reason to practice it. But social media says that's good, and you gotta do that. And, you know, rap songs, fucking bitches and stuff. It's, you know? And that got so celebrated and normalized in America, and, you know, in high school I got there, and I was just fitting in like everybody else. But now I see that that's kind of, you know, propaganda. But I think it's good to be controlled by religion. But again, I think you as a human were given a life and free will to do whatever you want. I think really, when it boils down to it, good people do bad things. But what separates a good person from a bad person is just in their mind, you know? I've done bad things, but in my mind, I am really a good person. I want to be a good person. And so whenever people tell stories about me, I want them to say good person. And I think a bad person has that same mindset, only for benefit on himself. He is only kind whenever it's given value. He doesn't want to be kind if it doesn't hold any purpose. There's no point in doing it. There's no point in giving good graces just because. There's no point in smiling if no one makes you laugh, which I kind of understand, which is like autism sometimes, you know, but like, you need to have a balance. Like, I think I'm autistic because I think differently. I think super logically like that as well. I don't like having small talk, useless interactions a lot of the time, but I'm willing to do so sometimes, because sometimes I want to make other people happy, but that's not all the time. But sometimes I do want to make other people happy. Sometimes I want to do that, but I don't owe that to them unless I do, right? I don't, you know, still figuring it out. Feel it pouring your heart out too. Because I feel like this stuff isn't talked about on the internet, or like this opinion, because they want you to think black and white. Algorithms are black and white. Comment sections, top comments is either one super popular opinion that has a lot of likes, and then one comment that has a lot of replies and not a lot of likes. They don't even want you to explore outside of that. They want you to see that, pick a side, move on. On to the next problem that you're picking a side about. And then you get off your phone because you got an ad, and you're like, oh, should I go to Target or Walmart because they have better prices, they're a better location to me, or I like this color better, red and blue. Oh, I'm going to choose. Whenever I was younger, whenever I was 4, I picked a college football team, Oklahoma, because I thought their logo was cool. That is about as far as the illusion of choice actually gets you. It's all the same shit, but you think it's different, but it's not. No discussion, no listening to each other's, no trying to fix this together. It's argument without consensus. It always bothers me, and that's why I had to make a YouTube channel. Because constantly, in specifically Overwatch, that's why I'm elitegoldsoverwatch, I've been hyperfixated on this game for a while, there's so many arguments, the old game versus the new game, this game's broken, this game's balanced, the rank's good, the rank's bad. Exactly. So many problems, not a lot of solutions. People like talking about the problems because people like complaining. But I don't like seeing all of these problems with no solutions. I'm seeing all these things happen, and developers make a statement once every 3 months and then release an update 4 months later that doesn't even patch the bad glitches. You know? Because, you know, if people are still talking about problems, problems are still people talking about it. So they need people to talk about it. So they rig the matchmaking to keep everyone unhappy, to make the stats look good, so that everyone has to believe that everything is fine, and then they can argue about it online. It's all just noise because they're manipulating it behind the strings. They're manipulating everything behind the strings. The matchmaking in Overwatch is now manipulated. The loot boxes are now manipulated. It's all now currency. You got to pay for it. It's all, the rank doesn't mean anything. Everything is, you know, and it's all made like, and that's what I'm arguing. I can feel the difference between an honest system and a dishonest system. I know the difference. I can tell. Especially with something I'm hyper fixated on with Overwatch. I can tell. And really, right now, no one believes me. I'm at a point right now where I'm having to, like, people are calling me, like, LARPing, like, because I fall under the stereotype of an Asmongold incel. You know what I mean? Of a conspiracy theory Alex Jones hooligan. Who might be, like, Nick Fuentes hyper-Christian racist. You know what I mean? And I'm just not. I'm Ty. I'm a legal's Ty. I break every stereotype echo chamber you see online. And that's what I'm trying to be. Companies now are putting respecting the player as a priority. You are spot on. They're prioritizing people to spend money. And I think they're prioritizing people that do spend money. I just don't know that. And that's why I'm losing. Because I'm not spending enough money. That's why I'm in Elo hell. The girls who play Sierra, the broken aimbot hero, who spend all the money, who aren't any the wiser, are getting really high rank. And everything's built for them because they're spending the money. So yeah, they're going to dumb the game down so that people like me, who are good at the game, stop playing. Because I'm not spending any money. And now it's to a point where it's not like, I'm my head's starting to spiral. I apologize. I need to go. I need to take my squirrel. Squirrel as in Seroquel. It is a medication that sedates me to the point of like drunk almost, because I am not able to sleep at night otherwise. Maze, it was an incredible time. Ooh, almost happens everywhere. In FIFA, if you were the best player ever, you won't be able to win if you didn't spend your money today. You'll start your day then. Fantastic. I hope you have a banging day. Absolutely tackle it. Your mind is in the right spot, my friend. Bye-bye, stranger. It's been real. Have a good one. Same here. It was a good time. Good to meet you, dude. Cheers. Peace out. Thanks for watching, fellas.